a dominant 27-18 win over the Washington Commanders at Lambeau Field. Jordan Love threw for 292 yards and a pair of touchdowns for the winners and saw Jaden Daniels get shut down by his defense for long periods of time.
That whole offense over there, that's a really good offense, and just the way the defense has been flying around. Obviously we didn't get a turnover tonight, but they're hunting that ball, and they're flying around making a lot of plays. So you hold a good offense like that, 18 points, and let us go score, we're going to win those games.
Red Sox had last night off. They begin another huge 3-game series with the Yankees at Fenway Park tonight. The Yankees lead the Sox by half a game for the top wild card spot in the American League after Aaron Judge hit a pair of homers last night for a 9-3 win over Detroit. Red Sox have 15 games left in the regular season. The Yankees have 1 game in hand, and a report out of the Dominican yesterday indicated that the Angels are looking at possibly hiring Albert Pujols as their next manager. Ron Washington currently has that job. He's away from the team for health reasons. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Catches Law. At Catches, they specialize in helping those who have been injured not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit CatchesLaw.com. I'm John Wallach at Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Listen to it, laugh at it, get mad at it, agree with it, argue about it. It is Boston Sports. Boston Sports. And it is all we do. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher.
They love the show. In fact, they said, Fred, you're the best.
And Hardy.
Who's Taylor the originator?
On 98.5.
Hello.
Hey there.
Aloha.
Bonjour.
How are we doing?
What? I'm an animal.
Can we use this for the radio? No, Nick, with your drinking at noon on Monday.
Well, I tell her the truth. I miss Booty.
That problem is too large for the Starch.
You know how I feel about clowns on morning shows?
And I'm just saying, hello.
Toucher and Hardy.
Watch Daddy and Uncle Freddie.
Knocking back
25 glasses of soda.
Having some fun.
On 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Let people enjoy those big cans. Keep your distance. With that big rat, that peanut butter skin.
All right, good morning. It's Toucher and Hardy. Here on 98.5 The Sports Hub, Town Fair Tires Studios. Watch us on YouTube and subscribe as long as you're watching. Fred is on his way. John Wallach and I are here to get the show started here this morning, Johnny.
Yes.
You okay?
Brilliantly done, as always.
John and I were just discussing whether or not to enjoy one of these newfangled energy drinks we saw sitting outside. Occasionally, food will show up. Sometimes it's beverages, sometimes it's food. It'll be placed on this little round table next to the small kitchen outside the studio here. And you just can't enjoy an energy drink without planning out the rest of the day. And the rest of today, for you, as every day involves a nap.
Yes. And it's something I look forward to, especially on Friday.
Now, why is it especially on Friday?
Because
why is your nap better on a Friday?
there are no responsibilities with the kids on Friday afternoon. There's the weekend it's all in front of you. That one of my favorite part of vacation is the beginning of it because it all stretches out in front of you and there's a long way to go before you're responsible for anything.
And it makes your balls real itchy.
No, it drops them. It's great. It's fantastic.
Is that why you have to itch them, though, at the beginning of a vacation?
No, that happens before the vacation starts.
Are they
when I wander over there.
Against your boxers?
I don't wear boxers.
Boxer briefs? Straight up briefs?
No, we go commando.
No, you don't. Do you really?
No.
Boxer briefs?
Yes.
Or briefs?
Boxer briefs.
Okay. If it's briefs, it's okay.
No,
there are guys who wear briefs.
I don't
They
do
still
the
make
banana
them.
hammock thing. No,
They
it's
still that
boxer
doesn't have to be a
briefs.
straight up banana hammock. It just doesn't have to be a full blown boxer brief, and it's okay. You can tell me.
Are you boxers?
I'm boxer briefs.
See, as am I. That's it.
I was boxers for a long, long time, and then just there's something about it.
Too
Didn't feel
loose,
right
man.
anymore.
I couldn't get used to it. I just the boxer briefs seem to
when
to hold things where they need to hold them, and
when the pants were baggier, in the 90s.
Oh, you wear the hammer pants, did you?
In the early 2000s. No, they weren't hammer pants, but just dungarees or any type of trouser the style and the way they were made. It's like you just couldn't buy pants unless they were baggier than the ones they are now. Those were fine for boxers. Everything just kind of like, fell into place down there, and there were no issues. As the trousers started getting more streamlined, that's right around the time I switched over to the boxer briefs, because the boxers would bunch up and, kind of, they didn't fall inside the pantaloons the way they used to.
And you're adjusting the upper thigh area. It's not a pretty thing.
No,
it's not. And I agree. It just the boxers kind of went by way once the style changed.
So with the whole weekend in front of you,
yes,
on a Friday, your first thought is to sleep 3 hours of it away.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's really,
I love it. Oh, it's the best.
You just waste the first. You get this with this job. You get essentially a 3-day weekend.
Yep.
Every weekend.
Yep.
And you piss away the first 3 hours of it by going back to bed.
I'll be playing golf at my favorite course, Sassamon Trace, after I leave here.
You're going to Sassafras Trail?
Oh, yeah, hell yeah, I am.
Straight from here?
Pretty much.
What time is your? What do you?
It's 11:30.
Oh, so that's
11:30, 11:40, something like that.
All right. So, and how far is it from your house?
500 yards.
Oh, okay. So, if I were you. And I'd tell you exactly what I would do. I would beeline out of here. I would grab at the most, a 40-minute nap.
I can't do that.
And then go play golf, and then you're good for the rest of the day.
See, you have that gift. You have the gift of being able to turn yourself off, which I am incredibly jealous of. You sleep on planes, right? We've had this discussion.
I sleep at the dentist office, sometimes
in
the actual chair.
I can't do that. My mind is constantly running 1,000,000 miles an hour. I need a run up to, all right, get ready to sleep. Sleep is coming. I have to tire myself out, maybe watch a few ASMR videos.
Yeah,
I have to do that before I actually pass out. So I can't just go home and say, okay, I need to sleep 40 minutes. Let's go. That doesn't work for me because I'm thinking, okay, I still have to get up and go over there, even though it's close by. And now I have to turn myself off for a half an hour. I can't just will my body to do that.
Do you have suffocation shorts bookmarked on your phone and on your home computer for your ASMR stuff? Or
suffocation shorts?
Yeah, just like short little suffocation.
Oh, no. No, I do not.
Kink videos.
That's not for going to sleep.
Oh, no, that's for getting wound up. Yeah. So you're going to play golf at 11:30?
Yep. Be out there for a couple hours.
You're only playing 9.
Yep.
You'll be home by 2 o'clock?
Thereabouts.
And then you're going to go to sleep?
Yep.
For how long?
Since I'm going to sleep later than I usually do, I will probably only sleep for about an hour and a half. It's an hour and a half, maybe 2, something like that.
That's still wasteful.
No, I disagree.
Get that nap out of the way right after.
No, I can't. We've discussed this. Now, if I had a tea time of, say, 2:30 or 3, then I would do that.
Now we're starting to mess with daylight now, though. Have you noticed?
And that's the thing. It's getting darker earlier. Light pretty much runs out at 7:30 these days, at best. Maybe 7:15. So, the daylight is limited. So, putting the tea time where it is, it's too close to being out of here for me to get any rest at all.
Who are you playing with?
The father of a friend of my son, one of my kids.
Oh, a couple of dads out there chopping it up.
That's correct.
A couple of cigars.
Yeah, that's right. I've had maybe 2 cigars. Now, have you had cigars in your life? Do you smoke cigars routinely?
No.
Okay.
No. I've tried it. I wanted to be a cigar guy, but I don't have. It's mostly the patience because you need to devote on a good cigar, 20, 30 minutes
easily.
Yeah, and it's just I'm bored with this thing. I'm done.
Smoked 2 cigars in my life, and both were at bachelor parties, and I had no idea what I was doing.
Did you get sick?
The first one I did, yeah. Not like physically ill, but I felt it.
Did you ever smoke cigarettes in your life?
No.
You've had a cigarette?
No.
You've never had a cigarette?
No, never.
Oh, John.
True story.
It is weird now, though, when you see people smoking or you even smell cigarette smoke. It seems so out of place for something that was so commonplace not long ago. And when you go to a place where they still smoke a lot, North Carolina, You know, I go down there pretty
Tobacco
frequently.
industry, baby.
It's still a tobacco culture, and you'll smell not only the cigarette smoke, but you'll smell like the stale cigarettes that have been stamped out and put away. When you go to Vegas and you smell,
I've seen that,
the cigarettes again, it's like holy crap. But around here now, much more likely to smell pot smoke than you are cigarette smoke.
When you were rolling and you were smoking a lot, how many packs a day?
Oh, no, I was never more than a pack a day.
Okay.
Unless I was on a bender, and then I, blow through a couple of packs in, a 18-hour period. Because that is, those things are made to go with each other. The Devil's Quartet, which is...
What is that? What is the Devil's Quartet?
Alcohol, blow, cigarettes, and video poker. You put those four things together, you just need to... It's a constant
video
input.
poker.
Yeah.
Okay. You still do the video poker.
I do.
Yeah.
And it's because I wouldn't expect people to travel to Vegas to go play video poker. I get it. You get there, you want to play craps, you want to play blackjack, you want to roulette, you want to go to a live poker room. But living there, I learned very, very early on when you go into a bar, a local bar, and outside of the chain restaurants, all the other local bars are open 24 hours a day, every day of the year. Mm-hmm. They never close. They are gambling establishments with video poker machines sunk into the bar. And you go up to the bar and you put, I don't know if this is still the case. It was for a really long time, and I believe it probably still is. All you have to do is stick a 20 in the machine, and then you're drinking for free. As long as you're gambling, your drinks are free. So that was the whole thing. It's like, just throw 20 in there. We're all standing at the bar anyway, and everyone's got a machine in front of them. And who knows? Maybe you hit for $40, $100, $1,000, even on 25-cent video poker.
What is the most you've ever hit for?
$12,500
on one
hand.
One hand of video poker.
That was not a 25-cent machine.
No, I would imagine not.
That was something different that I was playing.
Okay.
But
every once in a while, you find yourself in a place like that where you're gambling a lot more than you had bargained for.
Yeah.
A lot more.
And generally, the circumstances are not good.
Yeah, well, I was at a club at the top of the Palms Hotel. I forget the name of it.
Ghost Bar?
No. It wasn't the Ghost Bar. I forget what it was, but I suddenly found myself at a $100. Now, for me, this is very expensive. $100 a hand blackjack, and the money disappears.
That's heavy.
Very, very quickly. But I mean, it was late. It was 2:30 in the morning, and my friends and I were at the top of the Palms Hotel, and we were having a good time. And all of a sudden, hey, let's go over there. It's $100 a hand. No, Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. It wasn't fine.
No,
it wasn't fine at all. It put a significant dent in the rest of my weekend.
They had a Playboy Club at the
That's
Palms
where
for
I
a while.
was.
Okay,
that was
like on the third floor of the Palms. It wasn't. I don't remember it being that high.
We were at the Playboy Club. That's where we were.
Yeah, I went in there with a buddy of mine, a college buddy, who was either in town. I must have traveled back at the same time he was there. Yeah, because God, I've been here for so long now. Yeah, I think we were both in Vegas at the same time. And he wanted to go play blackjack in the Playboy Club. And the $50 table was the only one that we could get on. And that we could, I couldn't afford to do it. But, all right. And I played through two shoes and maybe lost one hand, pushed a bunch, which is a win, and won enough to where I played through two shoes of 6-deck blackjack and probably made $1,500. I was on a roll, but I stopped. And he's like, dude, how can you stop? And it wasn't because I was such a responsible, gambler, having lived in Vegas, knew what to do. No, I wanted to take that money out to a video poker machine and make some real money.
That's where you hit the $12,500?
No, I pissed it all away.
Oh, okay.
But again, it's a patience thing for me. It's such a grind playing blackjack. Craps, the swings are a little faster, and there's real camaraderie going on. But even the camaraderie at a blackjack table is a grind. You got to sit there, man, and you got to play perfect strategy just for to get a not even an edge, just to only have so that the house only has a 1% edge or a 2% edge. You have to play perfectly and get lucky on top of it. With video poker, the paybacks, they're all regulated by the state, but you find a good bank of machines, and they'll even say these are rated at a 98% payout, which means perfect strategy over the course of an hour. You should win 98% of your money back. But you're not trying to do that. You're trying to get the big hit. You're trying to get the 4 of a kind or the royal flush, which is fantastic when it happens. You just have to be able to walk.
Craps, I really enjoy craps, even though I understand maybe 60% of the rules, maybe 70%. And it's dangerous to do that if you don't fully understand the game, but I enjoy it so much. And I'm not really sure why. You were talking about the camaraderie. The camaraderie at a craps table isn't bad. There was a time I was in Atlantic City, and we've discussed this with Fred, where you're in Atlantic City, it's populated by Met fans. Met fans flock to Atlantic City for whatever reason. And the reason I know this is when I would go, there would be all these guys wearing black Met uniforms, David Wright uniforms, for whatever reason. Everyone loved David Wright. And all these Met fans, screaming and yelling at the table and all that stuff. And I was stuck with a few of them at this craps table, and I was losing money. And of course, I have no idea. I have some idea what I'm doing, and those guys were losing way worse than I was, and it was a lot of fun to watch because they started throwing things, and the pit boss had to kick them out.
Nice.
It was really great.
Yeah, that's a game even the number of times I played it, I still feel way more comfortable when I'm with someone who knows really what they're doing.
Yeah.
The last time I played it was in Atlantis, and we were there with a big group of us, and my buddy's wife had been a dealer for years at the Hard Rock, and they would give her like some of the tougher assignments, right? She would work rooms where Rodman would be coming in, and they're like, Carrie, we need you to over there and switch, and she would tap out because she's this tiny little Italian girl from Chicago, but she took no crap from anybody. And she knew exactly what was allowed and what wasn't allowed, especially for a guy like Rodman who was, going to be boisterous, and he was going to be loud, and he was going to say things. Yeah, you can absolutely stand up on your chair. Yeah, you can absolutely gyrate around. But there are like a few key things you're not allowed to say and a few strange casino rules that you're not allowed to do. It's like, and she knew exactly when to cut him off, and she just had this way about her that was like, no, you're all done. Sit down.
That's
or
a great
don't
gift.
say that.
That's a great gift.
But seeing her at a craps table, though, and she's like barking orders at the dealers. No, he backed that up. Nope. And she's pointing out other positions at the table. It's like, no, he had doubled up on the hard 8. And she's like correcting them on the payouts and on some of the placements of the bets. And it's like, oh, as long as I'm standing next to you, I feel fine with whatever I'm doing. She would just tell you, no, you need to back that up. No, take that off. No, you don't bet that. I'm like, okay. Well.
I needed it at the table that night, boy.
Yeah, she was fun.
Wouldn't have lost all the money I had.
Hi, Fred.
Hi.
Good morning.
How we doing?
Oh, I had parent-teacher night last night, so...
Oh, you went
open
late.
house, baby.
It was 8:30. I mean, it was pretty crazy.
I got mine next week, so what are the do's and don'ts? What do I have to worry about?
Is it always... Why does it seem so bright in here?
You just woke up.
Yeah, it's true. Well, first of all, the school is huge, so you're walking around and you have to find the classrooms. Mm-hmm. And there are kids that fluctuate between completely indifferent and utterly hyper to instruct you on where to go. They're standing in the hallways. So, like, there's some kids that, like, are looking at you like you're an a-hole for even asking where you're supposed to go. And then there's some kids who are legitimately, like, yelling. Like, and you're like, all right, I get it. You're pumped up, man. It's back to school night. But, she's got to walk like 3 miles a day. 3 floors, all over they're like, it's a clock. It's like the school's like a clock. And it's like, well, it's not circle. So I don't know. It's not a circle. It's more like a dog with a dead dog, really, that died on its belly. It's got 4 arms and 4 legs sticking out, and in a center. I don't know how that's a clock, but that's what they said. So there you go. I apologize. I don't know. I didn't set an alarm.
I remarkably, and I think it's because my daughter is out of the house. But Marcy was out last night, so the boy and I finished our very sad dinner of a frozen pizza. I didn't feel like going out to get
ordering a pizza.
Or I didn't feel like ordering a pizza. I didn't feel like going out. But we had a decent frozen pizza. I'm like, let's just have that. And he's fine. He doesn't care. But he said, what do you want to watch? I said, can we please try and watch Friendship? I had recorded it, and I tried to get him to see it at the theater, like you and Zoe went to the theater to see it. And he watched the trailer. He's like, I don't know what this is. I'm like, I don't either. It's an adventure. No. But I said, can we just try it? If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. I won't even watch it now either. We'll watch something else, but let's give it a shot. We sat and watched the entire thing together. And at the end of it, he was laughing at different parts of it. He had to stand up and kind of like turn away from the TV a couple of times because it was so uncomfortable. I'm like, I think Tim Robinson would be pleased at that.
Yeah,
that's somebody that type of reaction to that film, and by the end of it, we're like, and it was only 8:45 because there were no interruptions from either one of the girls. We just sat there and watched the movie together from start to finish, no pausing.
Yeah, Zoe liked it better than I did. Yeah. So, maybe it has some effect on young teens.
Yeah.
Maybe he has some effect on that. All right, Bert Breer is in today. Oh, we get the guy from Machine. The guy from Machine. Their very special event where he works going on. So we'll mention it for him, and then he won't have to mention it.
I like scruff.
He'll only mention it. He'll let us mention it. He won't mention
Fred, hello.
Kendra's in today. Lots of stuff going on as the Patriots take on the Dolphins on Sunday. We will be back in just one moment.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the Sport.
and tights and a cape.
And Hardy with blunt honesty.
I am not known as Mr. Fun.
Toucher and Hardy continues on the Sports Hub.
Did you catch the game last night?
All right, we are Toucher and Hardy. What happened last night is brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Hardy, oh, what a full slate of sport last night.
Yeah, it was so jam-packed. Well, we did have NFL Week 2 kicking off last night. Green Bay Packers, fresh off their convincing win over the Lions, are taking on another darling of the NFC, the Washington Commanders. Green Bay looking very good in the opener against Detroit. How would they look last night against the team that took down Detroit in the playoffs last year?
The Packers are first and goal. Love takes, looks, throws slant, right side, touchdown, Romeo Doubs! Got the slant on Mike Sainristil, still the second-year cornerback, and the Packers on the board first, leading 6-0.
I didn't care for those uniforms, by the way.
I didn't like them either.
I couldn't. It didn't look like the Packers.
No, I didn't like it.
Yeah, looked like the Jets.
I don't like
Didn't
it.
look like the Panthers.
Yeah.
They played like the Jets. You know, big win. They're sucking all the mojo out.
That's what I was. That's what I was thinking, especially on plays like this. It is very Jet-like.
Love looking around, takes the snap from under center, gives to Jacobs again, blasting his way, left side end zone, touchdown, Green Bay Packers, Josh Jacobs, and it's 13-0. 10 straight games with a touchdown run for Josh Jacobs.
Yes.
Proving their what we all thought, that their win on Sunday was not a fluke, and the Commanders' win against the Lions in the playoffs was absolutely a fluke. It's just
well, that was a convergence of like a bunch of circumstances. There's no way that Washington's going to be as good this year as they were last year. Yeah. I think we all agree on that.
No,
they won't go as far in the playoffs as they went last year.
You don't think they're going to the NFC Championship game?
Why does that seem like an off take or too hot?
Why is that good? Was that way better than anybody thought they would be?
Well, the thing is that last night was billed, in fairness, as a NFC Championship preview, and I just don't think it is.
Stop.
I don't think the Commanders are that good. I don't think Green Bay is that good. We'll see. They lost
that defense is pretty good.
That defense is pretty good, and I understand that Micah Parsons being there puts a lot of attention on that defense. I get it. I think they're good. I just don't think they're head and shoulders better than the Vikings and Lions. I don't believe that to be true.
But they're in that pot. They're in that mix,
Green Bay could be in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, they're in that mix of 4 or 5 teams that can certainly be there.
They are. But they were being crowned as like the best team in the NFL, and I just don't think that's true. And I don't think that's something you can say in week 2 about a team. You can't say about a team in week 2 something that you weren't saying about them before the season. Like, unless someone of great importance gets hurt. And I know Micah Parsons made that team, but I'm sorry, a pass rusher doesn't all of a sudden jump you 18 franchises. Like, it might be good for a win or 2 wins, and hopefully those wins are in the playoffs. But it's not like getting an all-pro quarterback. It's just not. The results aren't the same. It's very important, and I just said that it could give them a couple wins, which could win them the division. But 2 wins through an entire season, not just the regular season.
Green Bay's defense was good last year. I mean, I think they were borderline top 5 in the NFL last year without Parsons. And now you add Parsons to that, I mean, it certainly improves them, or it cements them as a contender.
Well, it obviously improves them. Who on that offense really scares you?
No, not anyone. Josh Jacobs is on a good run right now.
Yeah, but he's not like a game wrecker.
No, and they don't have a game wrecker wideout either. The guy that I thought was going to be that guy was Matthew Golden. They barely use him. So
Jalen Reed got hurt last night.
And Jalen Reed got hurt last night. So, yeah, they don't have, other than Parsons on defense and Jordan Love on offense, any guy you look at and go, oh, my God.
Well, Tucker Kraft.
Yes. On his way to an MVP season. Yes.
Boy, do they love white guys that catch the ball. I'll tell you what. Would think that was Calvin Johnson out there.
It's off to a good start.
Yeah, no question about it. But it's not Randy Moss-esque. It's more of just like people aren't tackling.
You don't have that 8-catch, 150-yard, 2-touchdown guy.
Right, which I'm not saying even need. Look, Packers can make the playoffs, and Packers could, I just told you, Packers could make the Super Bowl. I'm not buying that they're, because the talk, you know how the NFL talk goes, because people have to talk all day about it without talking about anything else. So it gets a little ludicrous, but people are going to start going, well, look, they beat two very good teams to start the season. They did everything they've had to do. I'm just not buying that they're all of a sudden this like far and away elite team out of that very mediocre conference.
Meanwhile, the Commanders fall to 1-1. They beat the Giants in Week 1. Jaden Daniels hitting the panic button.
There's nothing to dwell about it. It's early in the season. I wouldn't expect everybody in this locker room to hit a panic button. We faced a really good team, and we came up short. So we'll move on to the next game.
Of course, he's not hitting the panic button, not yet. But
Green Bay loves playing at home. I'll just say that too. 2 games at home. Mm-hmm. It's like the Jets. 2 games at home.
Just
2 victories.
Looking at the Commanders. Okay, so Week 1 win against the Giants. They lose to Green Bay. Up next, they have Vegas at home. They are in Atlanta, and then they have the Chargers and the Bears. So you could conceively see them going 3-1 easily out of their next 4 games, and they're sitting at 5-2 to start the season. I'm with you. I don't think they're going back to the conference championship, but they're still going to be a good team. They got
they're good. They're going to make the playoffs. They might win that division. I'm not saying they're a bad team. I'm just saying they're not this elite team that's way better than 2 teams in that division. I just don't believe it.
They also have Kansas City and Detroit before their bye week. This is what happens when you have a good season. You wind up with a schedule like this.
Well, the end of their season sucks. They do get New York again, but it's Minnesota, Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles.
Yeah, they got. You got 2. That's the thing. Got to play the Super Bowl champions twice.
In the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an uneven division to say the least.
Yes, it is.
It's a bit of an uneven division. You're either playing the best team.
Yeah.
You guys mentioned Jaden Reed getting hurt. What did Matt LaFleur have on that?
He's going to miss a lot of time. Unfortunately, he broke his collarbone, so he'll be down for quite some time. We'll see how fast he can recover and heal. And certainly I would expect him back at some point this season. But obviously it's a big blow to us. He's a guy that is a catalyst for our offense and our football team, quite frankly.
You're going to be down, Finger Man? Yeah, I got fingers too. 1, 2, 18.
I saw something last night. You're going to tell me to shut up before I can even finish it, but I'm going to plow through. Any number beyond 9, I guess, right? Let's see if I can do this.
This magician stuff.
Okay.
Ooh. Mentalist.
Ooh. You take the number. Start with the number 10.
10.
Right? You subtract from 10 the individual digits in that number, which are 10 minus 1.
10 minus 1
is 9.
9.
You end up with a number divisible by 9. Do it with any number.
All right.
Pick any number out of your head that's over 9.
76.
76.
Yes.
76 minus 7 is
69. Yes.
69 minus 6 is
63.
63 is divisible by 9.
Wow.
It works with any number.
Huh. And you thought of this why?
I didn't think of it. I saw it on
Copernicus. Odele.
Oh, back of the line.
Marcus. Finger man. AP test.
I have to run her back to class. She's a top student. He had many top students.
No, just her. She was the best student. She might not have done the best on the test.
But he identified more than one, either to their face or to their parents, as being top student.
Well, out of the school, which was no great feat.
Yeah.
Because it was a bad school. But,
Hey, the character Lou Diamond Phillips played got a 5 on the exam at the end.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Yeah, it's like summer school when at the end the kid that left the first day ended up getting the best score.
Yes,
Yeah.
the guy who spent 6 weeks in the bathroom.
Yes, exactly.
That's right.
Well, he wasn't supposed to be there. He said that from the jump.
Very true.
This is a mistake. I'm not supposed to be here.
But seeing Chainsaw straightened out really made the movie for me at the end. So it was great.
Did you see that Always Sunny in Philadelphia did a 80s ski movie parody with wait, was Chainsaw the blonde one or like the star one?
No, the other one.
The other one. The other one was in it. Like he's
really?
in it a lot.
Oh, boy.
But it's him now, kind of. Because I think he might have been in Hot Dog. So it's like a parody of Hot Dog.
I
Like,
think you're right.
They're racing at the end for the mountain.
Is the official name of Hot Dog the movie Hot Dog the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So you don't get confused and
Is
just
there a
think it's a Hot
problem with
Dog.
that? Of course it is.
That was who was going to that film.
You're buying tickets to what? Hot Dog. Oh, you're going to go see the Hot Dog? No, we're going to go see Hot Dog the movie.
Oh.
I thought you were going to go see a hot dog.
So, yeah, but that's funny that was in theaters. Boy, did I used to play with myself to that thing. And there was no nudity, I don't even think, in it. There was just the scene in the chalet, like in the thing that takes you up the mountain, like the enclosed one where she takes the
tram.
The tram. Okay, the tram.
Yeah.
And they put the lotion all over the guy's face, and then it's left to the imagination what else happens. I was very excited by that as a child.
All right, Josh McDaniel spoke yesterday. We'll get to that next, see what they're doing in preparation for their visit to Miami on Sunday.
I hope they prep like that AP exam. Cheat. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots visit Miami Sunday. It appears as though they're going to be without top cornerback Christian Gonzalez again. He missed another practice along with edge rusher Keon White. Week 2 of the NFL season began last night in Green Bay. The Packers looked strong again. They beat the Washington Commanders 27-18. Red Sox had last night off after a 3-3 road trip. They open up a 3-game series against the Yankees at Fenway Park tonight. Lucas Giolito will pitch. Red Sox trail the Yankees by half a game for the top wild card spot in the American League. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by 128 Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric, the company that finishes every job strong. If your home or business has a plumbing, HVAC, electrical, or drain issue that can't wait, you need to call 128 now at 888-CALL-128. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7 o'clock.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way on the Sports Hub.
Hey, it's Sean Doherty, co-owner of Joyce Cooling and Heating in Nashua. We're celebrating our 30th anniversary. Since 1995, we've been providing expert HVAC services for both residential and commercial clients across New Hampshire and Northern Mass, including installations, repairs, and maintenance. Schedule today at joycecool.com.
Get the most for your trade at Audi Natick during our Trade and Save event. We need used 2020 to 2024 vehicles, and we're paying up to $2,000 over book value. Get started at AudiNatick.com and see how much your vehicle's worth and get up to $2,000 over book value. Or have a lease? We'll give you $500 for your early lease return. But hurry, the Trade and Save event at Audi Natick ends soon. See dealers for details.
At Boston Logan, they're building the airport of the future for you today. From upgraded terminals with better Wi-Fi, refreshed restrooms, and more dining options, to improved parking, smoother roadways, and easier ways to get here. Thanks for your patience as Logan works to make every part of your travel experience better. Learn more at massport.com/improvements.
Hooters is your pro and college football headquarters this fall. Choose chill with an ice-cold Coors Light and watch the football every week at Hooters in Dedham, Saugus, Shrewsbury, or West Springfield. Hooters makes you happy this football season.
Why is Macy's one-day sale the one sale you can't miss? For starters, you'll find our best prices of the month on fall's top trends, like $99.99 for trenches and barn jackets, diamond bracelets $249, and for cozy nights in, comfy sheets at $19.99 and under. Plus, it's Star Money bonus days, when Star Rewards members can earn Star Money faster. Not a member yet? Join for free online or in-store. Don't miss Macy's one-day sale today. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
The following commercial does not reflect the views or opinions of this station or company and is paid for by the Department of Homeland Security.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000.
You know.
We're the best friends that can be, my buddy and me.
Now, more of your best morning buddies, Toucher and Hardy, on the Sports Hub.
I want to kick my own ass after hearing that.
I liked it.
It's a little cute.
Wait, cute, funny, fresh?
Yeah, it was great. Was that your idea, Adam?
No, we just send good clips to John Riley, and he produces the nice rejoiners that we enjoy.
All right, what's going on? You tell me.
Josh McDaniels speaking yesterday as the Patriots get ready to visit South Florida to take on the Miami Dolphins. Drake May, a lot being said about him getting into this Josh McDaniels offense. Is it too much?
No, we haven't given him anything more than what we've given him all year, which is not too much. We have to understand it's his first game in our system. I think we all learned a lot from each experience we've had.
What? Right. You haven't given him much more than you've given him all year? What's the other option? Much more?
We haven't given him anything more than what we've given him all year.
I don't understand what that means.
Well,
If you've given him too much, you would have been all year. Are you talking about like the day before the game?
It's at camp, there's simulations.
Just bite-sized morsels at a time.
Wait. No, he said that makes sense to you. If it does, explain it to me. What is he saying? We didn't give him any more than we've given him all year.
He hasn't given them a lot of the offense.
They've had one game.
He's not operating out of the full playbook yet.
Well, the league year started, way back in the spring. So, yeah, all year.
Okay, I don't understand. I didn't hear the question, so maybe the question makes that explanation a little bit better.
Oh, I don't think it will. What he's saying is we didn't give him more for this first game than we've already given him in training camp and the preseason games.
Well, that's of no interest to anyone. I would hope so. I would hope the week before the game you didn't load him up with another offense. But if the issue is you've given him too much, you've given him too much. It doesn't matter when you did it. You could have done it 6 months ago. I mean, if you've thrown a bunch of stuff at him and he doesn't know it and he doesn't feel comfortable in it, no one's accusing you of going crazy the last two. No one said the hour before the game you added a bunch of stuff and he didn't know it. Unless that was the question, did you add anything for week one, right before week one, that screwed him up? Then that answer is insufficient.
No.
Okay.
All right. What about the delay of game calls?
Yeah.
Is there an issue with him getting the plays on time?
Normally, we do a good job of getting the call in and have plenty of time at the line. I mean, that's obviously my job. If for some reason we didn't, but we didn't have any issues with the delays or anything.
Interesting.
Like that.
It's not my fault.
Thou doth protest too much.
It's all the kid. I'm fine. It's all the kid.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would be me if that ever happened. Roll his eyes.
Doesn't happen to me, dumbass.
I roll.
Do you know who I am?
We send the play in. It's not my fault if he goes da 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 and doesn't tell everybody.
I can only help him so much. He's got to go out and do it himself.
I was a head coach twice.
Yeah.
Like a real boss.
3 times if you count that job that I left him standing at the altar in Indianapolis.
I mean, not everyone can just decide at the last second not to take a job. We're like peers.
Like equals.
Equals.
It was the day of the press conference when I told them no.
Yeah.
That's pretty rare.
It's a power move. The whole park.
They had people assembled. I was getting on the plane.
Do you think like an ugly chick?
I still can't believe that happened.
Do you think an ugly chick could just not show up at the wedding? You'd have to be really beautiful. A lot of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so true. All right. What about those running backs? Are you going to use them more?
They need the ball more.
Yeah.
That's the best way to say it. Yeah. So, like I said, I try to learn from each experience. I love the guys in that room. They work really hard. They can do a lot of different things, and I thought they did some things, but the way the game ended up going really kind of we got sidetracked in the third quarter, and then the game changed a little bit. So, yeah, I can do a better job.
Him and Bill Simmons sound very similar. I don't hear a ton of Bill Simmons, but I certainly know what his voice sounds like. He sounds very similar to him. It's like you think their voice is going to be different, and then you hear them, and then you go, oh.
Right.
Are you a little guy, Johnny?
Bill Simmons?
No.
Josh McDaniels? Yes.
Yeah. You can kind of tell.
So a lot more on the NFL coming up when Albert Breer joins us here in a few more minutes. But I want to get to this. And, Fred, I said the same thing this morning. Nothing is going to come of this Kawhi Leonard, Steve Ballmer's Clippers thing.
Yeah, off the air, you guys were talking about it, so I inserted myself as I often do, and I said and this isn't some social statement, I guess it kind of is, but billionaires just don't seem to have to play by any real rules. I mean, there's
and let me just
lots of things come out about them, and then everyone freaks out, and then it goes away, and no one talks about it anymore. So, yeah.
Let me give the 10-second synopsis of this, and, John, you tell me if I leave out anything key. But essentially, Kawhi Leonard was paid an exorbitant sum of money through a fake company that Steve Ballmer had invested in, And people are saying that is an illegal payment. It's additional salary he's getting for playing on the
circumventing the
Clippers.
salary cap rules. Yes.
Right. Okay. So Adam Silver was asked about this as this story has been going on for over a week now. Okay, Adam?
The podcast came out. It was news to me. I'd frankly never heard of the company Aspiration before, and I'd never heard a whiff of anything around an endorsement deal with Kawhi or anything around engagement with the Los Angeles Clippers. So it was all new to me.
Yeah, it's the thing is that if I was an owner in the league, even if I was the only one, I've expressed this many times. I don't understand why in the NBA they just let the players do whatever they want, especially Harden and they give their plane up and go don't bother. You can take another day. Go hang out at strip clubs in Vegas. If I was paying someone the amount of money that Kawhi Leonard made, and apparently he extorted him. So if Kawhi Leonard extorted me, I'd be not only am I not going to pay the extortion, I'm also going to not pay you.
Yeah.
So how about this? I'll suspend you, and then we can go to the league and fight it. And I won't pay you for when you don't play. So there you go. That's what we're doing. Why in a million years, as one of the world's richest men, you would go and circumvent the salary cap to give guys more money, $50 million more than you're already paying them, is asinine. Ballmer needs to, if I'm another owner, I'm kick his ass. It's never going to happen because I don't know what the deal with owners is. I mean, it took Snyder 17 million years. It took the old Clippers owner forever, slumlord racist, full-on racist, homophobe guy, just a real, go research it. He's a slumlord, not NBA racist, real, piece of crap.
Right.
And it took him forever. And that team was horrible, and it was a joke. And it took him forever. It's amazing to me, that these guys that are billionaires are really this lacking of self-confidence or any way to, in a athletic setting, assert themselves. There's a difference between Jerry Jones and just some doormat that pays $50 million in extortion. So you go, please play for my garbage team.
Yeah, there are a couple of things also at play here. One is that you remember when Adam Silver got Steve Ballmer involved, that was his first big thing after he took over as commissioner. This popped off and he had to take care of it. He was one of the guys who went and handpicked Ballmer to come in and take over. So to now turn on Ballmer, I mean, there's a lot on the line for him here, which would kind of explain why I didn't know anything about it. I have to. We'll go through the process. I got a feeling he's going to get a slap on the wrist for a couple of reasons, including that one. And the other one is there's pretty much a clear line for Kawhi Leonard when he played and when he didn't play. The numbers here are he played in about a quarter of the games before he got that extra $2 million payment and 80% of the Clippers games after he got that $2 million payment. I mean, he was, for lack of a better phrase, extorting the team.
Yeah, he was extorting the team. And the thing is that into what end? And look, Silver can't go, Pablo Torre had a podcast about it. I'm going to find Ballmer and kick him out of the league. I mean, they got to do their own investigation.
And in the end, it won't matter for the reasons I just talked about and what you were talking about. He's not going anywhere.
No, I just think that once you reach a certain strata of wealth, there just seems to be no implications. There's no implications of language. There's no implications of business practices. And then it will come out that the government hasn't taxed him since he was 22. It will come out that he has government contracts that pay him $7 billion. It's just all, it's like this rigged system. It really is. Now, does that affect my life a lot? No, but it is a little perturbing when you pay taxes at the end of the year and you realize there are people with a trillion times more money than you just that don't have to do it.
And players, you might as well put players in that tax bracket also, even though they don't have ownership money. I mean, you remember stories about Doc Rivers letting Kawhi Leonard run wild on the team. They would wait team planes for him. Kawhi's 2 hours late. Okay, we'll wait.
And for what end? What did he win with Kawhi Leonard?
Well, that's the thing. Leonard showed up the year after he won a championship in Toronto, but these incidents happened 2 or 3 years later.
I got news for you. When a player extorts you or makes you hold the team playing, you're not winning a championship. chances are you're not winning a championship because that act in itself, if I'm someone else on the team, even if I'm like the 10th guy, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Like, why do I have to schlep around because he's better than me? I'm an NBA player too. There's not many of us. Like the 300 of us. What the hell am I supposed to do? It drives me insane. It's like they're just doormats.
Yeah.
And then there's Jerry Jones, who's like, I'm the man. There's a line of just like, why don't you just shut up and own the team? and don't let them like run all over you. Like, Jesus Christ. So I'd rather not win a championship and not be blackmailed than win a championship having been blackmailed. But he's such a dork, Ballmer, with his clapping and running around like he was like the cool guy out of that triumvirate of Microsoft. High bar to clear. He was the one who lost his virginity in his 20s. Hey. The other two were like, hot dog, you're 25. You've already been in there. Boy, oh boy, we're working on a curve here. You're setting the curve, my friend. All right, we will be back. Bert Breer is here in just a moment.
Since late July, he was absent again yesterday on the field in Foxborough, along with Keon White. Morgan Moses and Harold Landry were on the field after missing Wednesday. Last night, Green Bay beat the Washington Commanders 27-18. Red Sox had last night off. They play a huge 3-game series with the Yankees at Fenway Park this weekend. Game 1 is tonight. Lucas Giolito will face Luis Gil. The Yankees beat Detroit last night 9-3, so they come to town with a half-a-game lead on the Sox for the top American League wild card and a game in hand. And a report out of the Dominican yesterday indicated the Angels are looking at possibly hiring Albert Pujols as their next manager. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the Albrecht Auto Group, Zoe's Auto Dealer. Purchase any new vehicle from one of their 8 dealerships and get the Albrecht Advantage, a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, backed by Allstate Insurance. Connect with Albrecht at albrechtauto.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
This is what happens when analysts take over the games, take over the sport.
This is where you talk sports.
It happens all the time.
The Sports Hub. Hey, listen, if you've got to go, we understand, but make sure you bring the Sports Hub app with you so you can hear more of Todger and Hardy.
That's what I want on my tombstone.
On the Sports Hub.
They're all fast. They can fly. They can do what they do.
Not the shoes that I wore to parent-teacher night, but the pants. I was in a very rushed situation. Nick called. It was not good. Nick called. I said, "What do you want?" He said, "Are you coming in today?" I go, "I don't know, maybe."
Yeah.
I hung right up on it. I go, "If you're lucky."
Right. Click.
If we're lucky.
Yeah. If the world now with podcasting, when YouTube is lucky,
right?
I'll show up when I show up.
And Wallach's clean shaven. A lot of things have changed.
A lot of things.
You see, I couldn't. I knew there was something different about Wallach this morning. I couldn't pinpoint it, and then I asked him if he had shaved this morning. And he said yes, and then I realized that he had some kind of a goatee for a long time.
Right. I had to think about that for a second.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know.
Look at him. Does he look different?
Yeah, but I would never have noticed in a million years.
It took a second for it to register with me too.
Well, it took you a second. I've been in here for a little less than an hour, and I didn't notice it. I don't look at. Like when dudes go like, we just got like some comment. They're like, "Are you from Detroit?" Because I had like a Detroit hat on, and you mentioned the Lions hat. Maybe I'd notice a hat, but like when people are like, "Oh,
that's
like,
kind of a loud hat too."
Okay, well, when people are going, I guess so, but I can.
Go with the more understated hat.
Yeah. This seems to really be announcing my presence in a room.
It's just like a bright blue, and
I'm making fun of my own hat too. It's a little.
I wouldn't describe. No. I'm not defending it. I'm just more not having trouble understanding how this is a bright hat. That this is somehow announcing my presence in the room.
Don't you think so? I mean, I don't know.
I was under the impression it was a black or a very, very dark blue.
I did notice it as being a hat that I don't recall seeing before. And the blue on the hat really pops with that Stussy sweatshirt you're wearing.
Kaboom. Kaboom.
I'm a big fan of the color coordination, so I appreciate that, but I think it makes the hat pop even more.
Commented on the Stussy sweatshirt when I came in.
What's old is new again, my friend.
Bert just noticing everything.
Yeah. Stussy store.
Very aware this morning.
Stussy store in Birmingham, Michigan on Main Street as a teenager.
Maybe I should wear some like Quicksilver next week.
If it comes back in, it's vintage stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to OP. I'm wearing all OP shorts, long sleeve tees.
Ocean Pacific. That's
Hell
right.
man. That was
4th grade.
And if you really want to be edgy, you can wear some co-ed naked.
Oh, no. Well, I don't want to upset anybody. Yeah. I don't want to get kicked out of school.
Yeah.
Z-Boys, you could wear, there's skids, you could do a lot of things. All right, Bert Breer is here. All right, last night, the Packers beat the Commanders. They've had 2 games at home. They beat the Lions and the Commanders. These are obviously impressive wins. How good is Green Bay this year?
I think going into their training camp, and talking to their coaches, what they were sort of trying to figure out, and this is obviously before Parsons, was we've got like a good baseline of players. We don't feel like we've got glaring holes in the roster. How many of those players can become great? Now, a lot of people have talked about that, of course, in regards to the quarterback, but it was also that young group of receivers they have. Jaden Reed got hurt last night. Christian Watson is hurt. Matthew Golden's in part in that group, Dontavian Wicks, the tight ends, Tucker Kraft, Luke Musgrave. And then on defense, like some of the first-round picks that they had along the defensive line, Edgerrin Cooper, the linebacker. And so, like, that was the big picture question. It's like, we've got a lot of good players. How many can elevate to become great? And then they go out and they trade for Micah Parsons, who is already a great player. So I think you have to be thoroughly impressed with what they've done through 2 weeks on defense. And I think their offense still has room to grow. But you can see why they think the tight ends got the chance to be, and they felt this way during the summer, one of the 3 or 4 best tight ends in all of football. And I think we see that. I think if you can get one of their young receivers to break through, we know what Josh Jacobs is. Maybe they make a midseason trade for a corner. Like, it looks like they've got everything else.
Is it too early to call them a Super Bowl favorite?
I think favorite's probably strong.
Mm-hmm.
But I came into the year thinking probably the 2 best teams in the NFC are Philadelphia and the Rams.
Okay.
Tampa, I think, has a chance to, again, elevate and be really good.
We were saying Green Bay, you can probably put them in the bucket of about 4 or 5 teams.
I think Minnesota's in that bucket. Like, I still wouldn't Detroit had a really bad Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Like, but I wouldn't completely discount them. Washington, I know, didn't look good last night.
Not at all.
But that's a road game on a Thursday night.
Sure.
And so, like, how do you – like, to me, it's like I think first month of the season, maybe you can throw some of those out.
They just look so impressive against teams that were really good last year to start.
Yeah.
And you can understand why people would jump to conclusions.
Right.
Based on these 2 games.
Right. So, I mean, I think the NFC is relatively wide open. Relatively wide open.
Let me ask you something, since you just mentioned Detroit. They're at home against the Bears on Sunday. I think it's Sunday.
It is Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Thank you.
You never know these days.
Right. Who knows when?
Could be on a Friday,
Yeah.
Thursday. Yeah.
Okay. So what should be the concern level, hypothetically, of a Lions fan against this team facing the head coach that knows their team so well?
Yeah, I mean, I think for one thing, the defensive front of the Bears actually looked pretty good against the Vikings. Now, the Vikings were without their left tackle, but the defensive front made some plays. And I think for the Lions right now, so much of their identity ran through their offensive line over the last few years. And so where are they at up front? Because that's where the Packers really got them last week. The Packers really won up front against them. And so new offensive coordinator, no Frank Ragnow there. And you still have the tackles. But, I think that would be where I would be most concerned.
Ragnow meant that much.
Ragnow is really important. Yeah, like Ragnow was really, really important to everything they did. And he was hurt a bunch, too, so they had played without him. But going into a season without him is a different deal.
Because they're saying in Detroit this is the best roster they've ever had.
And I think that's valid. I think it's a really, really good roster.
So it's just the coordinators, which makes you
it's the coordinator
hit the brakes.
It's the coordinators, yes.
They lost a lot of guys. They lost a lot of people off that coaching staff, right?
Well, they lost, losing Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn was a big deal. And I'd be less concerned on defense. I think Kelvin Shepard's going to be fine. Like, Aaron Glenn did little things to get Shepard ready over the last couple of years. Like, he let him lead meetings. He gave him some play calling responsibility. So Glenn, to his credit, really got and Dan Campbell too, got Kelvin Shepard ready. Johnny Morton's coming from the outside. Johnny Morton was there 3 years ago, but then he went to Denver with Sean Payton. So I think if you're a Lions fan, there is a second guess here too. Because how good did the Jets offense look on Sunday? And how good did Justin Fields look? And that was one of the Lions assistants that went with Aaron Glenn. So Dan Campbell chose to bring Johnny Morton back from Denver rather than just promoting Tanner Engstrand, who then wound up going to the Jets with Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, like, who gets the advantage in that matchup, though? Is it better just, I guess, historically, to be facing a coach that has intimate knowledge of your team, or do you, for the Lions' sake, do they have just as much edge in going up against, especially a Ben Johnson led offense. I know he's not the OC, but this is how I look at it. I'll answer my own question first.
Yeah.
To me, the edge would still go to Chicago because if Ben Johnson has a huge influence on that Bears offense, what is the influence going to be? Unpredictability.
Right.
So how are you going to prepare yourself for the unpredictable nature of what could be a Bears offense as it maybe comes into its
there's
own?
that. I think you could look at it both ways, too. You could say, there's not much of a book on Kelvin Shepard as a DC yet, even though he came up under Aaron Glenn. So maybe Shepard knows a little bit more about how Ben's going to call a game than the other way around.
Okay.
But the other thing I wouldn't underrate here is Ben Johnson's knowledge of their personnel. And I think sometimes when we think about the chess match of football and everything else, we don't think about that part.
Just that individual
just knowing the
matchups.
players.
Yeah.
What, on offense?
I know this guy's weaknesses.
Does he know the defensive weaknesses?
I mean, he's been practicing against them for 4 years.
Right.
So he knows
But
the
how much
players.
is he? To my understanding, though, isn't it an NFL locker room in terms of coordinators very segregated? Like that
It
Ben
is
Johnson.
but you've still seen these guys move in practice for 4 years.
Yeah,
You know
I
what
just
mean?
wonder how much of that time, because I know when
You're not watching.
I know
tape. That's what you're saying, right? You're not watching
right.
tape of their defense.
Just I know when Gase was head coach of the Jets, he just sat in a room with Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
So into great success, but
Yeah,
but so what I'm saying is that I question how much during practice even Ben Johnson's exploiting the weaknesses of the Detroit defense.
Right, but he's seeing them. He's
Right.
seeing them.
Yeah. I take way more about the inner workings.
During training camp, when you're going ones versus ones.
But I am at that point. I would make the argument that I am completely focused on the offense and what we're doing, and I'm in no way tailoring my offense to go against this particular defense. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I might go, say Aiden Hutchinson can't go right. It's something like that. But that's nothing I couldn't find in game film. I would question how much. I think Hardy's right. Ben Johnson could go. But good luck with Caleb Williams could go I'm going to screwball it here.
Yeah.
And then Caleb Williams goes, well, I don't know what the hell is going on.
I don't know how to screwball.
And I got a guy. Yeah. And I got a guy.
Thing we learned is very
one of the best edge rushers in football, right here, right now. And now I got to make this adjustment. I just question how much Ben Johnson's presence against the Lions.
To some degree,
gives him
we
a
saw
benefit.
that. To some degree, we saw that in Foxborough last week because Josh obviously had coached that Raiders team just 2 years ago, and his defensive coordinator from the Raiders is still there. So, Pat Graham is coaching against a guy he coached against, and those two guys obviously know each other really well, having been on the Patriots staff together, but they were also coaching against each other in practice for 2 years.
Well, that I would, yeah, that maybe. But, you saw what that was explosion. That game. So what you're saying is that it's going to be a boring Detroit-Chicago game if it's anything like the Sunday Patriot game.
Well, I don't know. The Bears' last game wasn't boring.
No. I'm just was making fun of the Patriots game more than anything else. All right, look, we will talk about the Patriots. A game on Sunday. The physics teacher of Zoe and I had a conversation about this game. Seems to be a lot of. We're not wrong in that if they lose this game on Sunday, whatever it means for the season as a football team.
This is a parent-teacher night?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know if he knew who I was, but he made a big point of saying how he was a football fan, so I thought I'd use that as an open and get to know the man. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
I appreciate the teachers.
You find the common ground.
He's not just interested in physics.
Or he was saying he uses sports as a way of teaching physics in some ways, too.
That was
put it into the real world.
one of my science teachers in high school who everybody...
Well, that's why you ended up where you ended up,
Well,
my friend.
no.
Ohio State University.
Everybody loved Mr. Danko at Lincoln Sudbury, and it was maybe because his classes were a little easier sometimes.
No, it didn't do you any good.
So I got to do a project. on.
Still ended up at that garbage school.
I got to do a project on the NFL and Earth Science class, which was good.
Oh, well, it taught you well.
Well, hey, but it got me ready for what I was going to do for a career.
Yeah, really.
Coddled from an early age.
Right there.
Really pigeonholed you, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, not a lot of options for young Bert. All right. I'm out when Bert says his grades in high school. I'm always like, Jesus, that's pretty impressive. Bert did really, really bad in high school. There's no way any of us did worse.
I had great SATs though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, that's how I got into any. That's how any colleges would look at my resume. It was my English grade on the SAT too.
What was your GPA in high school?
It was bad.
How bad was it?
2.1.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like insane.
It's a C.
None of us.
It's a C.
C minus.
Okay.
That's almost a D.
No, it's not. That's a flat C.
No. 2.5 is a flat C.
No. 2 is a flat C. 2.0 is a C. 3.0 is a B. 4.0 is an A.
I'll trust Bert on this because he had to investigate it thoroughly with a GPA like that.
Well, then what's a 2.9?
That's what I had.
A 2.9 is a B.
No, it's a well.
No, it's a 2.9 is a B.
It's a B minus.
No, it's not.
I had a 2.9 also.
A 2.9 is slightly below a B. 2.7 would be a B minus. Trust me, I know this.
All right, good.
All right.
That made me feel much better now. I had a B average.
I had a much higher college GPA than high school GPA. I got by in high school.
Yeah, well, it's just phenomenal that you did that poorly. Look
C's
at Ohio
get degrees.
State. Ohio State's hard to get into kind of now, too.
Yeah,
Ohio
it
State.
wasn't then.
Yeah, no, it really
As my
wasn't.
dad told me back then, all you had to do then was sign up. And, and my SATs were really good.
So your family wanted you to go to Michigan, but that was never on the table.
Yeah, well, my SATs would have gotten me into Michigan. My grade point average did.
Michigan's impossible to get into. Yeah. So there's no shame in not getting into Michigan. Just a 2.1 in high school from a guy that went to college is really low. I'm not saying you're not smart either. That's what's so impressive about it. I mean, you are a writer. Like, you write for a living. That requires intelligence. I'm not saying you weren't. Like, you were obviously intelligent enough to do well in high school. You just must have really blown it off and had a dad that was really just, like, letting off the gas. My dad would have.
No, my dad was all over me.
My dad would have come down once a month and hit me.
Yeah.
No, he would never hit me. But he would have come down and his once a month scream fest would have been about grades. And my mother would have just perched herself in the corner of my room on a windowsill.
I had a great time in high school.
Yeah.
As opposed to your college years, which really sucked.
That's right. You ever been to Columbus during Greek Week? I have.
Well, Columbus, listen, it's 4 years of your life that you keep reliving and reliving and reliving.
I regret nothing.
Reliving and reliving and reliving.
Good for you.
Ohio State University. 4 years, and he keeps going back. Pathetic, really. No.
Wow.
All right. We'll be back in just a moment. We'll get into the Patriots in just a second.
You're listening to
Yeah, I mean, time always heals a little bit, so a few days behind us. But, I think we have our eyes forward. We're ready to go for Miami this weekend. That's what this league is. You got to move on fast no matter you win, no matter you lose.
We are Toucher and Hardy. Bert Breer from MMQB is here. All right, so here we go. It's Sunday. The Patriots are in Miami. I do contend, and these guys I know agree, or they contend and I agree, depending on how you look at it, that at least for the fan base, and I know people are, especially writers, are like, it's only 2 weeks, and it is only 2 weeks. I mean, it starts to pile up when you see the chances of getting in the playoffs when you start the season, without a win over a few weeks. It gets low until it gets incredibly improbable. But just in terms of the patience of this fan base, if they lose to this Miami team on Sunday, this team that seems to be completely reeling.
Yeah, I want to get Bert's. We'll do Patriots first.
No.
Yeah.
We can do Miami first.
Okay.
So, first of all, is that premise correct that Miami is reeling?
Because it seems like they're struggling in all areas.
So there was a lot of noise, I would say, over the last 3 or 4 months on where that program was and where the players were at. And they trade Jalen Ramsey. Teron Armstead retires. Tyreek's Tyreek, and now you've got another domestic situation, which I hate minimizing it, just kind of like lumping it in with the football stuff, but it is,
Well, it's not minimizing it, and it also puts them in a tough spot because, it's a civil suit, and you don't know because anyone can raise a civil suit. So, look.
But he's got this, long history.
No. Do I think there's validity just based on his past? I mean, if you ask, I don't know, but if you ask me, I'd say probably. But there is also that if someone wanted to ruin your life, they could sue you civilly for a bunch of stuff.
Right.
And if they had the patience and the wherewithal financially to just ride it out, they could ride it out for as long as they want.
For sure. And I think, so I think there were 2 things that were really bad about what happened on Sunday with the Dolphins. And I think the first thing was that after all of the narratives that were just bubbling within that building over the course of the last, I'd say 4 months, to come out and give that, to put that sort of effort out there against the Colts was, not good. Mm-hmm. And it's not just losing the game. It's what you look like. And I think the second thing now is coming out of it, what do you have to hang your hat on if you're them? And I just don't know. To some degree, I'd say this about the Patriots, but what are they really good at? What's going to carry them through now? And I don't know that there's any part of their roster where you could say they've got great strength right now. And so, Mike McDaniel's in a challenging spot because they are in this natural reset. Again, Armstead gone, Ramsey gone, Tua's now on a bigger contract, so it's going to be a little less. It's going to be harder to build aggressively around him. If your ownership, this is the natural point to start to ask about leadership, because if you are going to go through a more extensive rebuild over the next year or two, then is this the guy we want leading that?
Hasn't Ross been I was reading, I think it was Barry Jackson. Hasn't Ross kind of been hands off for the last few years? But now the complaint is we need him to step up and provide more leadership.
Well, Ross is doesn't live there, so that's part of it, right? Ross lives in New York, and so Ross is not there day to day. Their team president, Tom Garfinkel, is. And so he essentially runs the business side of the team down there. So I think a lot of it's going to just depend on what they, over the next month, I would say you're going to need to see that team is still locked in, that locker room is still locked in with Mike McDaniel. And you guys know how much I think of Mike McDaniel as a coach. But this was always the question with him, was what happens when the bleep hits the fan? And now the bleep has hit the fan. And now that's where we are. And so, I think the over the next month, it's can they turn this? And the fact that they're having a players-only meeting after week 1 is not a great sign. And they've got a guy on their staff, in Anthony Weaver, who a lot of people see as a future head coach. He's interviewed for jobs. He interviewed for the Saints job. Do you look at that if you're the Dolphins and say, we want to get a look at this guy before the end of the season?
If it means anything to the outcome of Sunday's game, these player-only meetings, and not just the meeting, but the sense of urgency, I think the Dolphins certainly have the greater sense of urgency. And if either team is treating it more as a gotta win, can't suffer 2 losses in a row to start the season,
more, yeah.
It's much more in Miami than it is in New England. And that bothers me as someone who is hoping for a Patriots win. Well, because I like you said, the urgency exists more in Miami.
Well, it's more the consequences of another loss. You know what I mean? Like with the Patriots, they're still. I mean, even if the Patriots lost this game, we'd all be yelling and screaming about it next week. But that's not like the end of the Mike Vrabel era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's not, and it's not like that game against the Raiders. You didn't want to lose it, but that wasn't a no-show by the Patriots.
Right.
Like where the Dolphins, it was a no-show. And just if you're down, if you're in Miami right now, how do you look at the Patriots? It's a bad football team that's been bad for a few years now. They're back-to-back 4-win seasons, and
it's a get-right game for them.
And they lost the Raiders, so you just got like the crap knocked out of you by the Colts. If you lose to a rebuilding Patriots team at home after what happened last week, now the fire alarm's getting pulled, right? Like now we're talking about something else, and so I think there's way more on the line for the Dolphins than the Patriots in this one. I don't think that's even debatable.
And so it was a no-show by Miami. You felt it was.
Yes. If you watch that game, they looked dead. They were down. It was 33-8. If it's possible for 33-8 to be like not as close as the score indicated, it was that game. Like the Colts did whatever they wanted.
Okay, and so. What did you see out of the Patriots? What are you hearing about the Patriots, about how they looked in week 1?
So I'm just not sure what they do well. Can you guys answer that?
No, that was the thing the whole offseason is. No. I can't tell you one thing they do well.
I just don't know.
They blitz really well. They're great at sending guys. That's
well,
about
no,
it.
I don't
calling a blitz or executing a blitz?
Calling,
right.
Calling. That's the only way they were able to get to the quarterback for a while.
But they did. I thought the pass rush, like to me, like that might have been the most alarming thing. Is like when I went back and watched the game, how many times
they can't get home with 4.
And then they would send 6, and the Raiders would have 6 guys in the block, and they wouldn't get to Geno.
Yep.
5, they would send 5, and the Raiders would only have 5 guys in the block, and they wouldn't get home.
Yep.
And so you invested all this money in Milton Williams. Now he's getting doubled. Well, Christian Barmore should be making the Raiders pay for doubling Milton Williams, and that's not happening. I think the pass rush was a huge problem. And I don't know at this point what they do well, and I think that's the thing is like, what do you hang your hat on? Like I also like with Drake. I thought Drake looked robotic. I thought it looked like you could see the wheels in his head turning. I just think they have to find a way to get him into a position where he can go and cut it loose and be an athlete out there. And I just look at the way the quarterbacks are developed now, and the way Josh Allen was developed, and the way Patrick Mahomes was developed, the way Lamar Jackson was developed. And it's almost always with these guys, when they are this age, then they're year 1, year 2, year 3, you lean into what they do well, and you help them build confidence, and you get them playing fast. And then over time, you teach them to play from the pocket. You teach them to read the defense.
Is that why,
But you can't throw it all at them at once.
Exactly. And McDaniels made some
I mean, I think
statements
that's
that it didn't make
Caleb
any
Williams
sense.
and Ben Johnson, you know?
Right. Well, you've been great about that all offseason. I mean, what you told me what Ben Johnson was saying, it didn't make any sense. Like they're going to throw everything at him and then take it away gradually. You explained it to me. It doesn't sound like a good way to learn. It doesn't sound like the way educators do things. But anyway, is that why?
You know who's great at that is Kevin O'Connell.
Well, Kevin O'Connell's great at everything. Is that why so many quarterbacks that were high picks now are having successes in other stops, which I wouldn't worry about Mac Jones or Zach Wilson doing?
Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, I think maybe Daniel Jones. Now, Daniel Jones looked really good. Mac Jones.
Think last week.
Justin Fields.
Got that right, baby.
Well, we have mutual interest in that one, right?
Yeah. You paid for him to go to school.
I think got our money's worth, too.
That's right. You bought that Lamborghini for him.
Good for you. Yes. I think that there is... I think so many of these guys... Brady was great talking about this on Cowherd yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw it. But,
of course.
Yeah, but he was...
I did see a little bit.
I watched it live.
Can't see enough of that guy.
But I thought Brady was really good talking about this and that he feels like... he made the point. He was like, well, you're going to rank all of the quarterbacks. Are you ranking the offensive coordinators? And then if I'm with the 29th best offensive coordinator, are you holding me to the standard where I still should be a top 5 quarterback after 2 years, or I'm getting thrown out the door? Are you ranking all the head coaches? Are you ranking all the quarterbacks coaches? Because if you aren't doing that, well, then you're not like accounting for the environment that I'm being put in. And you know, Alex Smith was a great example of it. Like Alex Smith had 6 offensive coordinators over his first 6 years in the NFL. Then he gets Jim Harbaugh, and if you talk to Jim Harbaugh and Greg Roman about what they did with him, they would tell you they stripped the whole thing down because they felt like his head was a mess. And like there was just so much information floating around in there from all the different things that people were trying to teach him. It's like, no. Let's just get to a baseline and build up, and let's just sequence it so we can lean into what you're good at, and then we'll add and add and add. And eventually it got to the point where like Alex Smith wound up being Andy Reid's quarterback for 5 years, right? And I just think that so much of this, like, and I think it can be an ego thing with coaches too, right? Where it's you're running my offense. My offense has all the answers.
This is what got me my job. This is how I've had my success, and this is how it's done.
Right.
If only you could learn it. It's this simple. It's like teaching someone math when you're really good at math, and you just can't conceptualize how they can't find the logic in it. You know,
I mean, I can sometimes tell who the really good coaches are. Not that I'm an expert on this, but it's like, can you take something that's really complicated and explain it to me, or are you just throwing a bunch of jargon at me?
Yeah, and
right?
I could see holding that precious too, because like, well, Manning did it or something like that, and then you move on, and then
that
you're
was
like,
Gase.
Well, yeah, exactly.
That was Gase. Like, well, we ran this at such a high level. Well, Sam Darnold wasn't ready for that.
Right, he was 22 years, 21, 22 years old.
And so what happens when Sam Darnold then gets to go and sit behind Brock Purdy for a year in San Francisco with Kyle Shanahan, and then goes to Minnesota, and now he's with Kevin O'Connell, and all of us. I remember having a great conversation.
All right, we have to break, but it is interesting stuff. We'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots will visit the Miami Dolphins this Sunday. They were without Christian Gonzalez and Keon White again at practice yesterday. Morgan Moses and pass rusher Harold Landry both returned. Last night, Green Bay improved to 2-0. They beat the Washington Commanders at Lambeau Field 27-18. Red Sox had last night off. They begin another big 3-game series with the Yankees at Fenway Park tonight. Yankees beat Detroit last night 9-3, so they come to town with a half-a-game lead for first place in the American League wildcard race. And former Celtics Summer League star Charles Bassey has signed a training camp contract with the Atlanta Hawks. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Dr. Matthew Lopresti and Leonard Hair Transplant Associates. The hair doctor of Hardy, Wes Welker, and Christian Fourier. Call 1-800-GET-HAIR for your free consultation. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8 o'clock.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the resumes on the Sports Hub.
I don't think anxious is the word. I think it's another week of preparation. The same way, at least for me, after a win, I'm going to feel the same after a loss. Just clear it after Monday and let's get back to work on the new opponent. And I think that's the consensus around the locker room, but for sure for me.
Yeah, it's always 11 on 11, you know? There's only so many things you can do. All right. Bert Breer, you can tell we were talking about football off air, which is... Bert knows his stuff. I'm telling you, my son, he sometimes will go, what did Bert have to say? Because he was so impressed that you had Salah's number. I'm like, he has Salah's number. He's like, no way. He's like, could he text him while he's on your show? And I'm like, I guess. I'm like, I don't know what he...
Salah did a great job last week.
Sure.
Past history. He doesn't care about that. Come on, who cares?
He can't coach. I mean, he can't be a head coach. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Ask the Jets. That was a different team.
Because nobody ever succeeds after leaving the Jets.
Coaches?
Well, I mean...
Where is Adam Gase right now?
Yeah, what coaches?
Technically, Bill was the head coach of the Jets.
Yeah, he had a little bit of success. He had less success after than he did than before. Yeah, they got a Hall of Fame coach who had Super Bowls, and he did well. He did worse after.
Pete Carroll lit it up after leaving the Jets.
Well, I'm saying Bill Belichick.
I know.
Oh, Bill Belichick. Well, yeah, he was head coach of the Jets. That's right, for half an hour. All right.
Herm Edwards had success.
At Arizona State?
Kansas City, after the Jets.
Oh.
What do you do with Kansas City?
He was Chiefs head coach for...
What did they do?
They made the playoffs.
Well, he made the playoffs with the Jets.
Won some games.
I'm talking about success. Your bar is so low as Ohio State grad. Academically, obviously, the football program's all that matters there. All right, here we go. Certainly not the basketball program. All right, today, right now, I'm telling you this. I'm giving you the F-150 giveaway solicit, as it says here. Here is your Instagram, okay? You're going to know if it's you, but it's Eddie5_OH. Eddie5_O. Eddie5, EDDIEFIVE_OH. Take it your police officer, at least, or it's stolen valor. You now have 985 seconds. That's 16 minutes and 25 seconds to call us back at 617-931-0985 to qualify to win a 2025 F-150 from McGovern Automotive Group in 98.5, the Sports Hub. And that, Adam, was to the letter. So no complaints from anybody. We've somehow managed to get through this. Thank you. I guess I'm done. That's
we doing a Bert
me.
Blast before he goes?
Yeah.
Oh my God! All right, as long as everybody is on board with it,
I'm on board.
All right, let's do a Bert Blast.
Bert Blast. Lives in Duxbury by the Bay. Bert stops by Dunks on the way. We love Bert. He's a lot of fun because he already went for a run. It's time for Bert's Blast.
What an exciting time to be Bert's Blast. All right, this is a rapid fire.
Okay.
Quick.
We're in and out. Fast break.
Got it.
All right. Does someone want to start?
I'll start.
Kaboom! Kaboom!
Cold weather city. Cold weather city's getting Super Bowls. Denver's getting a new facility. Cleveland's getting a new facility. How soon is that happening?
Denver will get a Super Bowl for sure. Mm-hmm. I don't think Cleveland will.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Bert Blast.
That was a random question.
It's not really about the answer or the question. It's more about the fireworks.
Now that you've asked a bad one.
I will give the Broncos credit, though. Natural grass, and they have a retractable roof. Give the Bills credit, too. The Bills, natural grass in Buffalo.
Maui Wowie.
See? Great answer there.
Yeah.
What I will say is have fun at that Super Bowl.
I know. That's the thing. That Minneapolis Super Bowl was all Asians.
No, Minneapolis is a cool city. Denver, very far from the airport.
It's an hour.
Denver's a good city. Denver's a good city. You just have to be in the right areas.
Yes.
You have to get there.
And it's very,
fall asleep in a cab.
Yeah,
on the way
Denver's
there.
sneaky dangerous.
Yeah, the airport's in like Nebraska.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
What do you say to 49ers fans to prepare them for the Mac Jones era?
Is this Shanahan's greatest accomplishment if they win?
If they win a game.
If they win, I think they'll be fine. Like, I think they'll be fine.
You love Shanahan.
I think it's going to be interesting because I think everybody's going to use it to judge Brock Purdy, don't you?
Yes.
That's what everybody's going to do.
It's almost you're better if the organization if he fails.
Yeah.
I'm not
Because
joking
they just
either.
paid
Because they
Purdy.
just paid Purdy.
Right.
This would have been great if it happened last year, and then you
Then
could
it's
have
like-
used it against them.
Yeah.
But yeah, you already paid them. All right, week one team that you saw and it changed your opinion of them, if any, good or bad. There were some exciting games, some close games. What did you think? Dallas.
I think Dallas looks really competitive. Like, I
Okay.
think Dallas is going to be okay.
All right.
Bert, blast.
I have one more then. How much does Micah Parsons mean to Green Bay?
I think
because you take him away from the Cowboys, you like the Cowboys. You
I
add
think
him
Green
to
Bay's a legitimate Super Bowl contender now.
Okay.
The only thing we have to say is
Bert.
I don't know. You guys saw that last night, right? Like,
Not
I
really.
think. Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
didn't. I
Sorry,
didn't. I had no interest in that game to be honest.
Didn't
with
want to call you out there.
No.
But their defense looks. They only allowed the garbage time touchdown against Detroit, and then for the most part, Washington did nothing offensively against them. So, that's two teams with real offensive talent, with real quarterbacks that Green Bay completely choked out. So through 2 weeks, like that's pretty good. So I'd say they don't need Jordan Love to be Superman, but I think Jordan Love is going to keep coming along. I think they're a very real threat to get to the Super Bowl.
And finally, I'll leave it to you, gentlemen. One more Bird's Blast.
You got one, Hardy?
No.
Oh, very good. Here we go. This one. I was out. I didn't have anything.
Okay. I applaud you, gentlemen, for your improvisational skills. So you couldn't have thought of anything in the NFL as a totality to ask Bert one more question. I applaud that. That's thinking on your feet 101.
What's the worst game on the schedule this week?
Oh, we like doing that every week. Is it the Patriot game? You can look.
No. It's not. I don't think it's Patriots. And
I don't think it's the Patriots either.
I'll give you a hint.
Three, though. Patriots are definitely bottom three.
One of the games that Kendra wants to talk about today is a real contender for worst game on the schedule.
The worst game on the schedule this week. Panthers Cardinals.
That's
Bert, blast.
That's the one Kendra wants to talk about. Yeah.
You could argue 49ers Saints. You could argue Patriots
I think the 49ers
Dolphins.
are still a good team, though.
But can you see watching a game at 1 o'clock on Sunday?
Like if I had to be like just watching the one game,
Yes.
what would be the least appealing?
Yes, that's what I'm. It's aesthetically
You have the Mac
too.
Jones like storyline there that's sort of interesting, right?
Yeah. So these are all arguments for that game, but it's just picture yourself on a couch watching the Saints at home. You know, like that's like a. You know how sometimes like the atmosphere.
Like that's a punishment.
Yeah, like that atmosphere kind of like you're just like ugh.
Yeah.
It was that way in the NFC North or NFC Central for a while. Like you would.
Yeah.
Just,
We're also
just
like
the vibe of the game sucked.
We're also like not at the point yet. It takes like about a month to really kind of figure out who's truly bad.
Yeah, but there are
So
some
you can-
games that
you
you
can-
know are going to be boring.
But you can convince yourself with most teams still. Like it's
Right.
before we like really know who the bad teams are, you know?
But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's an exciting game, though. There's some games you can just predict are going to be boring, just in that low-scoring, boring affairs. All right, Bert.
Giants Cowboys would be maybe.
I think. See, that's another one.
Dayball's for his, but Dayball is hanging on by a thread here, and then the Jackson Dart thing. Like,
The
there's
Jackson Dart thing is interesting.
Oh,
like,
they want him so bad playing over there. All right. Bert, thank you, MMQB. When we come back, the guy from Machine, big event to promote. So we will find out what the guy from Machine's got going on in just a moment.
Boston sports fan, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group station. Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots will visit Miami on Sunday, and after a Week 1 loss to Las Vegas, Matt Collins and the offense need to improve.
I think it's communicating all on the same page, executing at a high level repeatedly. I think those things are really important. They only happen if you practice at a high level. If you're jogging around in practice, things don't hit at the timing that you think. The body will catch on to things pretty quickly. So hitting things full speed like it's a game, treat it just like a game is no sport.
It appears as though the Patriots will once again be without top defensive back Christian Gonzalez. He missed another practice yesterday along with edge rusher Keon White. Week 2 of the NFL season began last night in Green Bay. The Packers looked strong again during a 27-18 win over the Washington Commanders. In that game, top Packers wideout Jordan Reed left with a broken collarbone. Commanders top running back Austin Eckler left with what the team fears is a torn Achilles. As for the Red Sox, they had last night off. They opened up a 3-game series against the Yankees at Fenway Park this evening. Yankees beat Detroit at the stadium last night 9-3, so they come to town a half a game up on the Red Sox in first place in the American League wildcard race. And a report out of the Dominican yesterday indicates the Angels are looking at possibly hiring Albert Pujols as their next manager. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by 128 Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric, the company that finishes every job strong. If your home or business has a plumbing, HVAC, electrical, or drain issue that can't wait, you need to call 128 now at 888-CALL-128. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
High wrist shot.
The Bruins.
Rebound score!
Play here, the Sports Hub.
Oh boy, I guess it's time for more Toucher and Hardy on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Or was it on? Did I get email? I got email.
Nick, we captured it off of the Instagram account of our guest who's about to join us, and Nick dropped it into the Slack earlier this week.
Yeah, for whenever a guy from Machine, who is of course the king of the nightlife of Revere, anytime that he has something to promote, we want to have him on. Guy from Machine, Nick was getting a little frustrated. He was not texting Nick back in due time. So I was like, you might have to just go to the restaurant and grab Guy by the Machine by the scruff of his neck.
Yeah.
And by scruff, I mean... Oh, you had to have that ready.
I like scruff.
I got something else ready, though. We got a better song to bring him in with than this, if you don't mind, please.
What's going on?
Machine, hello.
Hello. How are you?
We are well. How have you been doing? It took you a while
doing fine. We're just going to have a contest.
What do you mean?
An 80s contest in Revere. You know, It's going to be an all-day affair.
Okay.
Starts at 11 o'clock to close.
All right, you got right to your plug. You couldn't have been restrained.
Oh, yeah. You got to stick to the point nowadays. No fluff in here.
No fluff, but there is scruff.
No. Yeah, I'm on scruff.
Okay, can you tell me what is... So Scruff is a gay dating app, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Can you tell me, are there questions that you have to answer and stuff, or is there like stuff you write?
Oh, yeah, you have to swap pics and all this and body parts, and do you like feet? Do you like noses? Do you like ears? I'm like, I don't think so.
Right, because guys get very specific with their fetishes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying it like that, so it's because we're on the air.
Yeah, I understand. And
I've just looked up scruff right now. Okay, I have it on my phone. But just to quiz you, Guy from Machine, do you know what it's called when you like someone's profile? Do you know what that's called on scruff?
Oh, it's no, not really.
He just does it.
Like it.
Yeah,
they just like it.
It's called sending a wolf, and that's how you show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you must be a. What profile are you on?
Well, you can't look them up, I would imagine. It's it's an algorithm.
Listen, it's okay.
What's your hit rate on Scruff? Because, I'm on dating app. What is your hit rate on Scruff? Like, if you swipe right on a guy or you like a guy, what is the chances of you meeting the guy?
Oh, 100 to 1.
Okay. 100 to 1? Oh, I thought you were going to say 100%. Yeah. Really? So guys are that picky?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And how good a shape do you have to be in? Like, how much do you have to show in your profile pictures?
Well, some people don't even show their face.
Because they're down low. They're on the down low. Hello.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Is that more exciting, or does it scare you that they won't show their face? Is it a little exciting?
You have the option to show a photo, a go away photo. Once you see it, it goes away.
Oh.
Or you can do a permanent photo. I don't never do the permanent photo because I don't know who they're going to show it to.
Right. And so are the pictures of you, like, what kind of pictures of yourself do you put on there?
Well, pictures of me on the beach, bathing.
Oh, sunbathing.
Yeah.
Okay. And
if you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, laying on the beach?
Well.
Are you nude?
It's called laying on the beach. It's called fluffing on the beach.
Fluffing on the beach?
What does that mean?
Yeah. Well, you're on Scruff, you should know.
Okay, is it like peacocking? Guy from Machine, you are too much. Do guys ever come into the restaurant to specifically meet you, like that you haven't met before?
Yes. I've seen them too. I've seen them on Scruff, and I've seen their faces, but they don't. They look different in person than they do when they take photographs.
Yeah,
but
that happens.
I'm good with faces.
Yeah,
I'm not good with names, but faces I'm good with.
I'm the same way. I find it very difficult to remember people's names. I don't know what the deal is, but I do.
It's the face and the drink, and that's it. Or the face and the dinner, what they order.
Okay.
I remember all that.
This is something, because I used to tend bar. Have you ever gotten in trouble? Because this happened to me a couple of times. Somebody comes in, and I would remember their drinks too, and I would set them up on the bar. And this happened a couple of times. A guy came in with his date or his wife or something, and I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I would set up, a Bud Light and a shot of Jack Daniels.
Right.
And the wife looks at him and is like, "How did he know your drink order? How often are you coming in here? Has that ever happened to you? Like you got a guy in
quite
trouble?"
a few times.
Yeah.
Yes. They say, I didn't order that.
How would you know? How would you know what I want to drink? I've never been in here before, or I don't come in here 3 times a week.
Oh no! What I say? I play it off. I just guessed it.
And
you gotta play it off.
Do they believe that?
No, not really.
Yeah,
because the girl looks at me like, what's going on? She goes to the bathroom then. Talks to her girlfriend. Hello.
Right there on the stool. Right, that's right.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, a guy from Machine, I have to admit. When people, do you ever see people that you know are cheating at your bar, like that you see that you know are married, and then they'll have the audacity to show up with someone else?
Yes. But I don't say nothing. It's because none of my business.
No, it's none of your business, but you do see it.
Yeah, I don't say anything.
A lot can be seen
by say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see and don't see.
Right. Now,
that's the best way to put it. The same in the gay world's the same thing. Gay world's the same.
The gay world's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah.
Okay. And so, but there is an excitement for a guy that you know is on the down low that doesn't want people to know that he's gay. There is some excitement in that.
Oh, yes. Especially if they're married.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, that's even better.
Have you ever turned a guy?
Yes.
You have. Now, were you friends and then like somehow you got that going, or how did that go down?
Oh,
no pun intended.
Like this.
You were talking on the radio to them?
Like you and me.
Oh, so like when we had sex, I was seemingly heterosexual, and then we had sex.
No, like we're friends, and then we do it.
Oh, I like that we're friends. I do enjoy that. But so you'll be friends with a guy, like someone that you know from other circles, and then you're friendly, and they've never been with a guy before, and they're curious, and then you're the guy.
You're right. Now, some of them are like, oh, honey, no, I don't think so. It's not happening.
Oh, so you've had straight guys like try to hook up with you, and you've been like, no.
I have.
Oh, that's got to be crushing.
And I told them, ain't nothing happening. I'm sorry. You can't. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Did they get real defensive right away? Did they get real? Did they get real defensive right away? Like,
no, I just say I'm too busy.
Oh, wow.
I have to play the girl role at that point.
Okay, and then you say you have to say that you're of no interest to me. as
It's just
unique
I'm
an
too
opportunity
busy.
this was, this is not.
Yeah,
you're not the one
I
who want
work
to do
too
it.
much.
That's right.
Yeah, I work too much.
Okay,
Yeah.
and where do you work, Guy from Machine?
I work at the Sandbar, 381 Revere Beach Boulevard, Revere, Mass. Also, we have private parking in the back.
Oh, hello.
So to speak.
Hey.
Listen, that private parking, you got to be careful. When it's private, you already know.
That's right. He's talking about anal. That's right.
That's between us.
Yes, indeed. All right. So, Guy from Machine, what can one expect? What is the big
You have a
day?
nice voice.
Yeah, I do. You got that right, baby. What can people expect when they come to the Sandbar in Revere?
Oh, for this 80s party?
Yes.
Just be dressed. Come like it's 80s outfit. Just go in the closet. Don't go all the way in the closet, but go in the closet. Pick out an outfit. Daytime outfit. You don't come in the evening. Come in the daytime. Daytime's the best. Come in the daytime.
Okay.
If you come to work in the outfit, come to the. And don't say nothing to nobody. Well, just tell your friends. Come on down. Bring a group of friends. It's better than a group. And we reserve tables, too.
Okay.
You call in, we reserve tables.
So tell people or don't tell people. There's mixed messages here. Don't tell anybody or do tell your friends.
Do tell your friends.
Okay.
Hello, come in groups.
Okay.
Okay, come in groups. All right. So when is the
come in
80s
groups.
party?
It starts at we open up at 11 o'clock. Starts at 11 o'clock. As soon as we open up, it's 80s all day long.
Today.
No, Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. I was going to say 11 o'clock on a Friday is a pretty powerful message.
No, I don't think it's
I'd like to see what they're just dressed like the 80s because that was what was that Salvation Army. I understand. At least one person laughed. Thank you, Guy from Machine. That was not a bad line. I'm saying that they're drunken homeless people. All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, Guy from Machine, and this is an 80s thing. What will you be wearing for the 80s party?
I'll be wearing some yellow.
Okay.
Something yellow. Okay. And actually, I am going to project a person of somebody. I'm going to be somebody.
Oh.
I can't tell you who, but I'm going to be somebody.
I'm
going to have a wig on and everything. I'm going to have a wig on because, I don't have no hair.
Right.
So
is the yellow part of it, is that like a clue? Would we be able to guess it by the fact that you're wearing yellow?
Well, yellow is one of the colors that stand out in the 80s. That's one of the bright colors that they like.
I was thinking Modern
It's yellow.
Love David Bowie video.
Oh,
yeah,
great
yes,
guess.
Exactly.
He's wearing a yellow suit.
There you go. Yes.
I just have a feeling
Yellow
you're
is
going
one of
along
them.
with it. Yeah.
Okay.
You got it. Oh, man. Do me a favor. After we get off air, text me your number.
All right. No problem there.
Don't tell the missus, though.
But there's no misses anymore.
Fred's divorced.
I'm divorced.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best. That's the best, but they've been down that road.
That's right. Anything can happen.
But he's not a gold star.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, God.
All right.
Well, you come on the other side.
All right. Guy from Machine,
I'll be waiting for you now.
All right. Well, Guy from Machine, what a phenomenal to hear from you, and we love having you on. Anytime you have anything to promote, Guy from Machine, just let us know.
Oh, thank you very much. And it's delightful talking to you. And you're amazing. And also, the customers are amazing, too.
Yeah, they're the best. That's how you make your money. So the customer always comes first. All right.
They're number one.
That's right. All right, Guy from Machine. Thank you.
You're welcome. And you have a good... Remember, text me now.
All right. Thank you, Guy from Machine. You're can't
get
be
it from
controlled.
Nick, okay? Get the number from Nick.
I will get it from Nick. Thank you, Guy from Machine. At least
Okay,
someone's
thank you.
attracted to me. All right, very good.
Okay.
Tweet, bird. Well, on my way. Brody. I don't know where I'm going. I'm on my way. Jerry. Taking my time. I don't know where. Goodbye to Rosie, the queen of Corona. Seeing me and Jolie down by the schoolyard. Hello. Seeing me and Holy down by the schoolyard.
I'm a good singer. It's hard to do that.
Sunday? Sunday's the big party?
Sunday's the big 80s party. when he says like, "Ooh, Dennis," that was when we would show him pictures of the other people that were on at the same time on the radio as us, and he had something nice to say about it.
Dennis.
Yeah, like he wouldn't say anything. That was when he worked at Machine, and
Yes.
he was so nice about every picture we showed him. As were most people. Like even, hey, John, you taking pictures, guy? You'd show him pictures and be like, I want to put them in a tub. Like a big fat boy in a tub. Like he'd say something insulting, but like it was almost a positive.
Hi, Ron.
Yeah.
Taking pictures?
Yeah, he'd be like, hello, can I? He'd be like, we'd show him pictures like when John Dennis was super fat. I don't know what he looks like now. And he'd be like, oh, yeah, big fat boy. I bathe him. And you're like, huh? Like, yeah. Like you could turn any abnormality into like some kind
Something
of
sexy.
Machine.
Yeah, guy from Machine is much more a salesman than the guy that was just happened to be hanging around the Fens every day.
Hot daddy in a tight skirt night.
God, that Fens was something else. Adolfo used to just go there, and they're just really for real. Like something happened, and it's not like this anymore. This was a long time ago.
Gentrification.
Yeah, this is like 15 years ago, more. And Adolfo would go down in the Fens because someone had called us and said, like, there's this whole gay cruising scene down at the Fens. So we sent Adolfo down. This is by, Fenway Park. This is a very nice section of the city. And Adolfo would go down there, and, like, no lie, there were just dudes popping out from behind trees and, like, in the shrubbery. There was all this, like, underbrush. I don't know what was going on there.
It's the Fens. Like, it's literally, like, 6 foot tall swamp grass.
Yeah, and so dudes...
cat of nine tails, and you can hide out in there.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Those cat of nine tails, and so dudes would be like appearing from the cat of nine tails.
All you had to do is jingle your keys to get things started.
Now Adolfo says that really happened because he texted me. He's like, "No, that really happened when I jingled my keys. That really did happen. Like a guy did pop his head out from behind a tree." And so I don't know if jingling your keys. Someone had told us that's what you do. I don't know if that really is a sign or if they just reacted to a noise. Like, like a bird call if it's really working or the bird was just curious, Like, whack, whack, whack. And then, like, some duck happens to go, what's up? Like, is it just because you made a noise or because it was the particular call? All right. When we come back, there is a controversy going on in football. We will discuss that in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy, those scamps. They'll be right back on The Sports.
NFL. I think it's probably a pretty hard path for him to cement himself as a great coach of his generation because he's not on the right side of the ball. He's a defensive-minded coach, and it doesn't mean he's not the right guy for this job because I believe he is.
Duluck and Bertrand, weekday mornings at 10 on the Sports Hub. Half toucher.
Dressed like a gorilla.
Half Hardy.
A big, beautiful ball of flame.
And a whole lot of Boston sports.
And I have had many offers to become an insider.
3 college basketball players' careers are over. And the NCAA says that they are banned over gambling on games. They are accused of betting on games and providing information to others. One is accused of planning to purposely underperform. All 3 players for Fresno State, none had collected more than a few $1,000s in their bets, according to police, but hard consequences from that Indianapolis organization.
Yo, we are touching, and that is a gambling scandal going on, as you just heard. And John, what is happening?
That was just the tip of the iceberg. As kind of, if you thought about it for a second, you had to figure these 3 kids weren't the only 3 kids doing this. The NCAA announced a day or 2 ago they are in the process of alleging violations of sports betting rules for 13 other former men's basketball student athletes, and these student athletes played for Eastern Michigan, Temple, Arizona, New Orleans, North Carolina A&T, and Mississippi Valley. But these guys were betting on and against their own teams and sharing information with third parties to help them bet on games that they were participating in. This is as bad as it gets in college athletics. And, there was a big scandal at Boston College for point shaving, not, about 50 years ago, the whole Henry Hill fiasco. This, I think, kind of lines up with that in a different way. Online sports betting, especially available to student athletes, this is, I don't want to call it a virus and sound like I'm 80 years old, but I will tell you this. College athletics has to get its act together because this is happening, and the NCAA has finally gotten around to really investigating it, and it's more prevalent than you think. Just these 16 kids are not the only 16 kids doing this. So the fact that you have major schools, Arizona State and Temple, now implicated in this should raise some alarm bells for college athletics in general.
Yeah. Now, do you think that this is happening as a result of maybe, do you think that online betting is helping them catch these kids, or
yes.
that online bet, or
yes, it is.
So you think that they would be doing it anyway, and that online betting is the way that they're catching them?
Yes, online betting is helping them catch some of these kids. It's like how the NBA caught Jonte Porter last year of Toronto and issued a lifetime ban. He was dumb enough to, use a sports gambling app to, bet on games that he was participating in.
Okay, so if you're a college basketball player and you're not getting an NIL money, and you are like in your senior year, so you've already gotten how many years of, tuition, and someone approaches you, or you're a junior, and someone approaches you and they're like, hey, or you just approach it yourself in a way, like through a friend that you think that you can get a few $1,000, that's going to be very hard to dissuade kids from doing. Because what's the punishment? The punishment is I can't play basketball anymore? Well, I don't want to play basketball anymore. Like, I'm at Eastern Michigan. I'm not making any NIL money.
Yeah,
I don't want to graduate from here. So what is really my comeuppance? That my name's in the paper as having cheated in Ypsilanti, Michigan? Wow. Oh, no. Like, I'll be forever tainted. I mean, like, I'm not going to be able to get a job because of that? Like, there's really no... At a smaller tier D1 program, there's really not a lot of, outside of your moral code, any real way that I see this as a disincentive for kids to do it. Like, if NIL money in itself should make it that you would be less likely to gamble.
Exactly, yes.
But if I'm not getting any,
that's the thing.
Or I'm getting very little.
It only NIL money. What percentage of student athletes get NIL money that's worth a damn?
And then also, what percentage of students think they deserve NIL money? So
a lot more than that.
Like, you have a lot of haves and have-nots.
Yeah.
So say like I'm the 8th guy on Eastern Michigan, And I know 5 guys. I don't know how NIL works exactly, but there's like 6 guys in Eastern Michigan that are making whatever amount of tens of thousands of dollars a year. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I want that. And they're like, well, you don't deserve that. You're the 8th guy on the team, 9th guy on the team. You're like, all right, well, when I go into games, I'm like, I don't have this moral code. We live in a society where there's, like, you used to just be like, well, your honor. Like, there would be like some attack of your honor. But isn't it, like, now that we've evolved to this place where it's like, well, what's in it for me? There's really no cosmic or set of loyalties that you abide by anymore. Like, you know, that's how, like, things are reported now too, is that you'll go, well, oh yeah, you know, the Clippers gave Kawhi Leonard like all this money, like they dumped it into this dummy LLC and da-da-da-da, and this coach, got paid. There's been reported this coach got paid by the NFL this amount of money extra because da-da-da-da. And then the reporting is like, wow, that's great. Like, good for them.
So
like, what are you gonna do about it? Nothing.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like, what do you think the bigger catalyst is? Is it the access to online wagering and the ability to place these bets, or is it the fact that guys like this presumably are not getting the NIL money, and even if other guys on the team aren't getting it either, they see around the league guys making money playing the sport. Hey, we should be able to get it too. Is it the accessibility to the wagering, or is it the fact that now some guys are getting paid?
Well, with the Henry Hill BC thing, you were around here, John, and the point shaving scandal.
Yeah.
How big a deal was that?
What I remember, and I was just a kid, but yes, I remember it being a pretty big deal.
We all know about it.
Yeah.
So that was a huge deal.
Yeah.
Like, where there's documentaries made about it. We're arguing like for the kids doing it, kind of. Like, things have changed so much. Like, it used to be if you cheated, there would be a huge scandal, and then like society would turn their backs on you for a little while. Now if you cheat, it's just like, oh, well, you got caught.
But at the same time,
like, everyone should be cheating, but you got caught.
But at the same time, the bigger picture is still there. Sports is pretty much supposed to be the only pure thing left. If sports turns into WWE wrestling, where the outcomes are
politics has turned into WWE wrestling quite legitimately. Like, there are heels and victims and our society has turned into wrestling. And this is just a fact of the matter. Like, the way things are organized, the cynicism that's involved, just take it to a political, the cynicism that's involved in like political messaging is just accepted. So like, there's really it doesn't seem like there's a cultural price to pay for cheating or skirting rules anymore like there used to be. Now, there's a cultural price to pay for saying things that people don't like, maybe as much as more than ever before.
Yeah.
But there is not a cultural price to be paid for cheating or lying. So lying is just whatever. You're lying. There used to be, if you lied, there used to be like, wow, this dude is like crazy. Like, I can't believe he was telling these falsehoods. Now you just lie. And then people go, oh, and then even if you tell the truth, they think you're lying. So my point is, like, what is the repercussion? Like, the kid from Eastern Michigan, how does that ruin his life? No, I don't get my degree from Eastern Michigan.
And the bottom line is, these kids, these 13 kids, don't play college sports anymore. They're all former men's basketball players.
Right.
So, okay, great. You got me. Okay, great.
Like, am I going to jail?
Can you take my money from me? No. There's the money that I got for doing this? Probably not. So,
but you know what I'm saying? Like, $5,000, you might go like, oh, you threw it all away for $5,000. And the kid might go like, well, I don't want this degree. There's no cultural or real consequences at all, other than I don't get to play basketball anymore and I don't want to. So, big deal.
It says the last sentence of the release is additional cases are in various stages of the investigation process, which, of course, leads you to believe that the NCAA has found more of these things, and maybe these involve current players. The overall question is, can the NCAA do anything to stop this?
No, and then what's sorry about this with sports is that it's just going to get to the point where it's accepted. I mean, you're going to get to the point where that if you're watching a basketball team that's not like a top 20, top 30 program, that there's a better than 25% chance or a 25% chance that something's not on the level, that some kid out there is tanking it, and it's just going to be something that we accept. Now, when that gets to professional sports, and that's kind of the danger of the Kawhi Leonard thing, is that, John, what you said, then that comes into the thing. Is not that sports is pure, but that the the outcome is not premeditated. And as we've discussed numerous times, the one thing that fail-safe for sure will kill any interest in the sport is if there's a belief, because you won't gamble on it, or maybe you will, thinking that you got an in, or you're not going to play fantasy on it, you're not going to pay money to go to it. Like, if it's just wrestling, then it's not live TV. Then the whole making all the money because it's a live programming, that's appointment television, that's so valuable to advertisers, that all goes away. So
the NBA has locked it down very well so far.
Well, the gambling, but not cheating. Like, the Clippers cheated. Yeah. Those bets shouldn't count. Like, if you bet against the Clippers and they won a game where Kawhi Leonard wouldn't have played unless he got $50 million or whatever $1 million under the table, that's cheating. Like, what should happen is, if that happened, Kawhi Leonard should be kicked out of the league and Ballmer should have to get rid of the Clippers. Then no one would do it. But what's going to happen is nothing. Silver will investigate it. They'll go, and then Ballmer will have to pay a quote-unquote fine.
Which means nothing.
And then Kawhi Leonard will get a 10-game suspension, and then we'll go about our business. Or Kawhi Leonard will get kicked out of the NBA at 39, and, Ballmer will pay a $5 million fine and then go about his business clapping and building 1 million urinals. There's just no ramifications for getting caught doing anything anymore. There's just cheating or lying. There's not a lot of ramifications socially for it anymore. Like, you used to be, like, in big trouble.
Yeah.
Now you're in big trouble if you say something.
It's true. Kawhi only has a few years left. I think he's 34 or 35.
Yeah, I'll take the $50 million.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Like, oh no.
No real repercussions for him.
And oh, you won't make the Hall of Fame until you do. Like, like until everyone goes like, why isn't he in the Hall of Fame? Like Pete Rose. Pete Rose. Like, I mean, the president wants Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. Like, no, you shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. You're a danger to the sport. Well, everyone else gets to gamble. That's the argument. Like, it's a logical argument. Like, everyone, well, it's a fairness argument. Well, we all get to gamble. They should be able to gamble. Well, no, that ruins everything. But, it was a long time ago. Okay, well, when you start doing this, you realize that the cultural significance of making a mistake like this is nothing. There's just no consequence to it. There's no real world ramifications that would stop you from doing it. Because unless you can be somehow, like, internally shamed. Again, what does that Eastern Michigan degree mean to me if I'm not going to class, if I don't care about graduating from the school? That scholarship is worthless to me. I'm not going to play in the NBA. This doesn't affect my ability to play overseas. So, big deal. I would rather have the $5,000 if I don't get caught. And if you kick me out, big deal. Like, there's not going to be a documentary about this. And if it is, no one will watch it, myself included. It is just interesting. I just caught myself talking about it in that way. Like, well, if I'm a kid and da-da-da-da-da. And what I should be saying is, if I'm a kid, like, I wouldn't do that, because ideally I would have some kind of internal shame that would make me not want to tank a game for the school that I am playing for.
Yeah, but
but that doesn't exist. And I'm not saying it exists for me. I'm not saying that. I recognize myself talking about it in that fashion and kind of caught myself like, oh, you're kind of making the case for cheating. And I guess that's not great. Like,
no, but
like, you tell your kids don't cheat.
I know, but what you're saying is, I'm sure, a fact for the majority of college athletes out there who aren't going to move on to the next level and aren't really playing at this level.
And you're not there for the academics.
I'm a bench guy who got a scholarship and it suddenly got buried at the end of the bench because of a coaching change and he couldn't transfer.
I've transferred 17 times.
This is my fifth school in 4 years.
Yeah, it's my 8th year of college basketball because of COVID. All right.
North Carolina A&T.
Yeah, right, exactly. All right, Travis Wingfield, and you can bet on all that stuff.
Yeah.
Jesus, if I was in the WNBA, you could convince me to cheat. Unless I had some kind of societal outrage or internal outrage that would make me not want to do it. Travis Wingfield writes about the Dolphins. We'll talk to him about what's going on there. A lot of interesting stuff. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots will visit the Miami Dolphins this Sunday in southern Florida. Once again, they were without Christian Gonzalez at practice yesterday and also missing Keon White. Morgan Moses and Harold Landry were out there after missing on Wednesday. The team will fly to Florida tomorrow. Last night, Green Bay beat the Washington Commanders 27-18. Red Sox had last night off. They play a very big 3-game series with the Yankees at Fenway Park this weekend. Game 1 is tonight. Lucas Giolito faces Luis Gil. Yankees beat Detroit last night 9-3, so they come to town with a half-game lead on the Sox for the top American League wild card. The Red Sox have 15 games left in the regular season. The Yankees have 16. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the New England Revolution. The MLS regular season has reached the home stretch, and they only have 3 chances now to see the New England Revolution at Gillette Stadium. Get your tickets for Saturday's 7:30 p.m. matchup against Toronto FC now at revolutionsoccer.net. I'm John Wallach at Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9 o'clock.
Stay tuned for more. dropped today. When it comes to the show, Hardy thinks the same way you do.
Nothing happened.
He's got the same questions.
Where is the story?
And the same opinions.
Boring.
And he's back with Fred.
Mad at me for being, me. And she's like, yeah, like we all do. Like what? Who? What?
I can be.
Who says it?
I can imagine that at times that's hard to live with. I can imagine that would be of a character defect that might, from time to time, be a little difficult to live with.
Somebody who has to be right all the time.
Yeah, imagine that. Believe me, we all have that part of our personality. I have it as well.
Just some more so than others.
Yeah. I'm not that meticulous about it, but I do enjoy being right. Travis Wingfield covers the Dolphins for not as much as before. MiamiDolphins.com. Well, a lot going wrong in Miami. Travis, first of all, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I feel the need to be right is an inherent trait of a sports reporter or beat writer. It's kind of part of the deal.
Yeah, it is part of your deal. It's not part of our deal, but it's definitely part of your deal.
No, it could be considered a character defect for someone like me. But
we have no responsibility to be right. If someone's like, you're wrong about sports, I'd be like, yeah.
And
okay, what's the consequence?
Good for you.
My job is to entertain my friend, not to be right.
Thanks for listening.
So anyway, but Travis, look, as a Patriot flagship, when we look at this game, we are looking at the Dolphins from afar as being like in disarray. The offseason, the receiver problems, like all the Tyreek Hill problems. I always say it. I love McDaniel, but it seems like he's lost a little bit of control of the team. It seemed like the team kind of quit on last Sunday.
It was fragile to start with.
Well, we know that.
Yeah.
But Travis, what is your opinion on the current state of the Dolphins?
Yeah, I felt the first game actually, believe it or not, kind of changed the landscape of how I view things because, amid all the off-season, rumor mill and all the stuff that was going on down here, there was, a good participation and attendance in the off-season program, which had been a change from the previous years. And then they had an offseason where they kind of went after some positions where they had struggled in the past. The old adage of can't compete in the cold weather, can't compete against playoff teams, can't win down the stretch. They did a good job of fortifying some of the spots in the trenches with, early draft picks and their free agency signings to, I think, give themselves a change up to the fastball. But then they came out on Sunday, and the game looked the exact same as it did in 2024, where it was getting to the line of scrimmage late, guys not knowing where to go out of the huddle. And then the quarterback played probably the worst game of his career, and you wind up getting this, like, what the hell did we just watch type of performance where it was more of the same and a regression at other key spots that you used to do well, the passing game and, the explosive nature of this offense. So right now it's kind of wait and see until Sunday. And if it looks that way again, then I think you really hit the panic button. But we're kind of in wait and see mode for a couple of days, I guess.
All right, so it seems like a classic case of losing the locker room. Is that what the conversation is about right now?
Well, this has always been a player-led team, and you can, I guess, argue whether or not that's a solid way to do it in 2025. And I think a lot of, these athletes do kind of, write their own tickets. But this is a group that, they had a players-only meeting, which that's one of those early signs of trouble, right? If you're getting together after the first game for a players-only meeting, then you're probably, kind of pointing some fingers and stuff there. But for the Dolphins right now, yeah, I think if things don't get corrected, and they got 2 games in 4 days coming up against obviously the Patriots and the Bills on Thursday, which they haven't won against the Bills since 2022. If you get to 0-3 right there, I think you can see some of the cracks start to fracture even further.
You talk about it being a players-led team, and we only know what we read up here. How is Tyreek Hill seen by the rest of his teammates in that locker room?
It's difficult to say without, being in their shoes because, last year, whether it was practice or meetings or walkthroughs and absences or tardiness to those things, it was really kind of a, Tyreek Hill rules versus everybody else rules. And that was kind of one thing they went after this offseason was removing some of the pieces that were, kind of following Tyreek's lead, if you will, and going after guys that do really prioritize and love the game. But when you don't flush it out all the way, then you still have the remnants of that previous, I guess the way things were done. And for him in the first game, I always said, like, this, you know, he said the right things. He's done the right things. He's been here all camp long. But let's see that first game where they lose and he gets 3 targets. And it wasn't 3 targets, but it was 4. And he was on the sideline, you know, kind of trying to fire guys up, or whatever you want to call it, yelling at people, whatever that looked like. He was yelling on the sideline. So I think just knowing the situation from the past, I would say that's probably a situation that if it doesn't get good right away, and I don't see it doing that, then it probably will continue to fester and get worse.
If they wanted to get rid of Hill, could they?
I think so. I think, you know, I think Jeremy Fowler from ESPN yesterday said that the Chiefs and the Steelers had some interest in him. I don't think you're getting a lot in return for him with the contract and the age and the steaming regression of the last year plus now. But I think you could probably get, you know, a mid-round pick for him.
Yeah, we had someone on, they were exploring Kansas City. That seems to make the most sense. It seems kind of like where he wants to be. Isn't it funny, like, guys want to play in Miami and then they get what they want, and then when things aren't perfect, they start to complain. It seems like a double-edged sword a little bit. It's like it's just kind of strange how that happens. All right, talent-wise, if this team was playing up to its capabilities, the capabilities of its talent, how good would it be?
Yeah, I love that question, because I do think that this is a talented roster on the whole. If you get what you've got in the past from the quarterback position, which I think is kind of the part that threw us off in that first game, because Tua, say what you want about, again, cold weather and playoff teams late down the stretch, he has always beaten the teams that he was supposed to beat, and you would put the Daniel Jones-led Colts in that category. And then for him to play the way he did, where there was open opportunities that he sailed passes on, didn't see the rush coming in any direction that it came in. If he plays like that, then it's, you know, you're talking about a top 5 pick next April. But if he plays like he usually does and is healthy, which is also a concern, then I think it is like a fringe playoff team, a 9-10 win team. But right now, I think the bigger issue is just the synchronicity of it all, being on the same page and you know, kind of trying to find that change up to the fastball, because teams have kind of figured out how to stop this offense, and they have not shown any ability to go to that next move to free up some space for guys.
I wanted to ask you about Tua, and I say this knowing full well that Tua has never lost to the Patriots, but reading what Xavier Howard said after the Indianapolis game, that he was basically a one-read quarterback. If there is to be a criticism of him and his skill, that's it. Is he indeed just a one-read quarterback? Is it just that simple?
I think there's parts of what X said that are correct and parts that are maybe a little bit of a stretch of the truth. And by that, I mean that this is a guy that when he does have time in the pocket, he's one of the most cerebral quarterbacks in the league. He has to be, because he doesn't have the rocket arm or the great escapability. He has to win between the ears and with the accuracy and ball placement. So he's done that for years to lead the league in passer rate, lead the league in yards, lead the league in completion percentage. He's had good numbers the last 3 years. But I think what X was kind of alluding to there, maybe this was more context to his point, is when he does get out of rhythm and has to get off the top of that drop, and the heavy feet, they don't really move that quick. He doesn't really get around very well. He can kind of the feet get wonky, the arm angle drops, and that's when balls really get away from Tua. And that's where I think you see most of his turnovers, when he's not in rhythm playing on time. So I guess you can call that a first read, because obviously hit the top of the drop, ball's out, and that's the first read, move on to the next play. But when he has time to survey and doesn't feel rushed in the pocket, he can get through stuff, but he's not going to do it while he's on the move.
Real quick, do you have a prediction for this Sunday?
I always thought it was going to be a rock fight, and before the Dolphins and Colts game, I was leaning towards Dolphins in a one-score game, but I think I'll flip that now. I think both offenses will struggle in this one. I think the Heat will benefit Miami, but I would say something like 21-17 New England, in that range. All
right, well, the Patriots could sure use it, because this has been a slog for the last few years. I got to be honest with you. These games have not only the losing, but the boring. The games have been so boring. But I like that it will be another slog. And rock fight. Travis Wingfield, great stuff. Thank you. MiamiDolphins.com. Check them out as we go into this game against the Dolphins. Thank you, Travis.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Travis.
it.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right, there you go. He was good. Thank you, Adam. Yeah. All right, Kendra will be in. She has an idea. I will let her look at something of mine, and I've debated whether or not to let her look at this, but I will for to get this bit cooking. She had a good idea, and so she has not requested that I let her see this, but I will. And then I will let her read it on air and then make her own critique of it. It's not a body part.
I never got the list.
Of what? What you wanted to talk about?
No, the thing that.
Oh, no, we're not doing that. This
Oh.
is something else.
Oh.
No, I couldn't do that because everything going on. I couldn't do that with her, with my daughter, because of all the crap. So nothing bad is happening to me or my kids, but I'm just explaining to you
I understand.
that it was not the time to go like, hey, can you record something? All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way on the Sports Hub.
grow and improve and get better. And I think I would be really, jumping ahead and jumping the gun if I tried to sit here and pinpoint one or two things. We work on a lot of things to try to get better every day, and he's gonna improve.
The team will practice again today. They'll fly to Southern Florida tomorrow. Last night, Green Bay improved to 2-0, care of a dominant 27-18 win over the Washington Commanders at Lambeau Field. Red Sox had last night off. They begin another big 3-game series with the Yankees at Fenway Park tonight. Yankees lead the Red Sox by half a game for the top wild card spot in the American League. A report out of the Dominican indicates the Angels are looking at possibly hiring Albert Pujols as their next manager. And former Celtics Summer League star Charles Bassey has signed a training camp contract with Atlanta. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the DeMoore McKim School of Business at Northeastern University, where MBA and master's degree students build vital business skills through experience. Connect with them at northeastern.edu/business. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9:30.
New England plays here.
Ball down the right side. It's a separation. Touchdown pass. Perfect dive from Drake May.
98.5 The Sports Hub. What's the best way to listen to Toucher and Hardy?
Well, you're going to have to spend $40.
Cough it up, and let's get back to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
This is, you can't blame Kendra for this. This is what Hardy brought to the table from his trip to Puerto Rico. When was the last time you talked to Daniel?
Oh, God. Too long. 3 months probably since we had any text conversation.
So Daniel was Hardy's driver. He was just an Uber driver, but he became Hardy's personal driver in Puerto Rico. And that was really fun.
Would you not say just an Uber driver, please? But go ahead, continue.
That was really fun when we were having him text him because
I enjoyed that fact.
I really did.
Made it wildly uncomfortable.
Like that, he was so uncomfortable,
man.
and I know why because it's like awful.
Yeah.
But like, hey, buddy. Like, what have you
Well, that
been up
reminds
to?
me, what was the occasion for you to connect with Daniel back in June-ish?
He didn't talk to him in June.
Oh, no?
No. He hasn't talked to him since the last time we've done it. Back.
Wait, when's your 1-year anniversary?
It'll be February.
You do have to text him for the week.
Oh, God, that will be so funny.
Oh, yes.
If you were like, happy 1-year anniversary and didn't explain it.
Well done, Kendra.
And you're like, what was this?
Great.
Well, it's the anniversary when we became friends. Like, happy anniversary. Can I get your address? Why? Well, I want to give you something for our anniversary.
I'm gonna send you flowers.
Bad modeling pictures. Now he's handsome.
Yeah, he's devastatingly handsome.
But not in a ruggish kind of,
he can take care of himself.
I didn't say he couldn't, but he's not handsome in a ruggish way. It's a very pretty way. Like, he's a
beautiful
man.
novel.
Huh?
Like
Yes.
the cover of a
Right.
which is what Fabio modeled for. So the cover of a romance.
No,
novel.
Fabio's the
Yes.
right thing.
Yeah.
But, he's saying he's really handsome, and it's like, yeah, Fabio is handsome in a certain way. Is Fabio even handsome? I never found him to be handsome
No.
necessarily.
No, not handsome?
No, I
don't
think that's
he's
part
for
of
you.
Well, no, he's not for me. But I can objectively judge beauty in a man.
Mm-hmm.
You can, and so can everyone. You can tell when a guy's good looking.
Yeah.
But it's funny because when I was a kid, I thought Patrick Ewing was really good looking. And then when it came out that everyone thought he was ugly, it was like shocking to me. Like, my mother thought Kevin McHale, we've been over this. My mother, the only person she ever talked about physical attraction towards was Kevin McHale.
That was great.
That's bizarre.
No,
Yeah.
even better, we had Mikhail on the show where Fred relayed that to Kevin. And Kevin's like, what?
And then he was like, what's her number?
Yeah.
And they've been at least on the DL for a while. She's been flying up to Minnesota. Don't worry about it. Kendra Middleton is here. She's brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. They hung around for her.
Mm-hmm.
Kendra shared an interesting fact with the production room here before she came into the studio.
Yeah, what'd she say, Adam?
I kept a secret from you guys that I finally exposed to them.
What is that?
Do you remember when I brought in the cramp simulator?
Yeah.
I didn't even put it on halfway for you because I saw you struggling.
Oh, yeah, I can't believe you kept that from us.
Yeah, how dare you? By the way, my son has that now,
Yeah.
and he was too much of a puss to put it on full blast, so I put it on full blast. He has that. That thing was $600. The thing my son has.
I have a $20 one.
Well, guess what? The thing he bought was $600, and that's just the way it's going to be. All right, so we'll get to around the NFL with Kendra, but Kendra, you, I thought this was a good idea when you told me about this off the air a long time ago, like a year ago. But you have an idea, and I do think it's a good idea for like a side business. You're a woman of many side businesses, but a digital creator and a person with many corporate relationships. But aside from that, you'll be picking up freelance work, and that would be in the realm of what? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, so I think that we genuinely should have your listeners, of which there are many, submit.
You got that right. Some would say the best.
Yeah.
Some would say the most.
Some would say. That we should have
Ever.
someone or a bunch of people submit the opportunity to have us collectively review and like update their dating profile every week. Because then
Okay.
you guys get your idea of what it should look like and then my idea of what it should look like. You can be anonymous if you want. We don't have to show your pictures. We can just read it out, like obviously on the digital side, whatever. But I think that because you guys have so many listeners, so many people in the dating pool, that type of thing, you're in the dating pool. I see the YouTube chat all the time talking about it. I think it would be hilarious.
What
I
does
think
the
that-
YouTube chat have to say about me being in the dating pool?
Sometimes they just talk about you being funny when you talk about your dating life.
I don't think they're saying I'm funny about anything. I think they're being madly insulting is what I would imagine.
It seems there's more anger when it comes to
I lurk
that.
in the YouTube chat all the time. They're kind of mean.
Yeah, so-
kinda.
No. No, you don't say.
Would you say Twitter is worse or YouTube is worse?
Ooh, that's a good call. I don't know. That's an excellent question. Kendra.
I don't know anything about YouTube because I just never look at it.
I barely look at
I'm
either
leaning
one
YouTube.
anymore.
And I'm not on
YouTube.
Twitter, but Twitter is as a macro thing, Twitter is extraordinarily dangerous.
It is,
Like-
but I'm still leaning YouTube is more negative about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, Twitter as an entity has caused far more harm to society than YouTube has. But YouTube has caused harm to society because now everyone watches a 15-minute piece on something and now believes they're an expert without any primary sources.
Right.
All right, so here we are. Kendra, that is a good idea. In fact, I know of a woman, she's not a contemporary of mine, she's much older, and she's no friend of mine, but I do know of her, has spent upwards of $10,000. I don't think it was for a dating app necessarily, but in the photography, pictures of herself, like much older than me. This is not anyone that you know of or anyone knows of. And but a lot of money in the pictures, and like it was almost like a counselor for this thing. She was getting older and had never really had a companion and had turned to this person for like kind of some advice. I don't know how it's worked out. I just know that she was doing it. All right, I'm only on one dating app now.
Okay, which
and
one?
that is Hinge.
Okay.
Is the only app
I think
that
it's
I'm
the
on.
best one.
Yeah, everything's trash, but that, and then the other one that was any good. Everyone lived on the moon, at least for me, because I'm ugly.
Oh, Raya.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm ugly. So and I
Well,
wasn't.
but I was on Raya for years, and the thing about Raya is that you pay for it, but I would have, matches, but then these people thought that they were too cool to ever message you back, so you would never meet up with them, you'd never talk to anybody.
It just made me sad.
It's just a social status symbol.
It just made me sad. All right, so here we are. I'm going to hand you my phone. I'm going to give you my Hinge profile. I've not edited anything. This is my profile. You can give it. I have to say this out loud. I'm not letting Kendra look at any of the people who have messaged me or any of that stuff because that's unfair to those people. That is not for the radio. This is entirely. I've clicked on my profile. Feel free to read it aloud.
Okay.
This is very personal. A lot of people would not allow this because this can only do harm. This can do no good.
I do like that you have your pronouns on here. That's a slay. Okay.
That's a slay. Hey,
I didn't know I had my pronouns on there.
You do. The first thing your profile says is you're using he, him pronouns.
And we're off.
Congrats on the slay.
Thanks, buddy. Just call me the dragon.
So,
cool.
Your first photo is you in here not smiling in front of the 98.5 sign. Can I play your voice prompt?
Yeah.
Okay, so Fred's voice prompt says, my BFF's take on why you should date me. Let me turn your volume up.
Who's your BFF?
Well, listen.
I'm sorry, but I just can't imagine it's appropriate for a man to have someone he refers to as his BFF. Is that wrong? Are you supposed to? I don't know. Even if I did, I couldn't say BFF. It's too much.
And then I turn off the mic.
Okay.
He sounds fun.
Yeah, I like look at this picture.
It's old.
I know.
Yeah,
Even like a picture of you this morning would be better than this. You
Yeah.
look nice today.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Look at you.
What I order for the table. Now I have this responsibility. ? Is his answer. Fred,
More fun.
you seem like a cranky old man in this, and you're just not.
Oh, wow.
That's a funny line.
Okay, so it says he's 47, man.
Yeah, I'm not 47, 50.
Straight, 62.
I don't know. I honestly swear to God don't know why it says I'm 47. I must have screwed up the year. It's not like I'm playing like I'm young. I mean, it's a
not
random
much of a
amount of
difference.
years.
Yeah.
And I
You're
have.
not pretending you're 27.
Believe me, I'm not pretending I'm 47.
Right.
You have children. You're not sure if you want more children.
Yeah, you got to keep the window open.
You're vaxxed. You have a dog and a cat. You're a Capricorn, and you don't smoke. Morning radio host, Rollins College. You're spiritual. Can you elaborate on that?
Ooh.
I do believe in a higher power. I do believe that there is more of the universe than can be described scientifically.
He's endeavoring to grow along spiritual lines.
Okay. We took a screenshot
Thank
from the
you.
YouTube chat as photo number 2.
Yeah, which is, I think you had suggested.
I think you should make this your first picture.
Okay.
I think it's a little bit more endearing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that,
I will make that my first
looks
picture.
like you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's way better than the other one.
I agree.
I agree.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, no, but Hinge
Wait,
is
this
the one
is a good one. Why are you opening with that photo? This is a good one, too.
because Hinge said to.
And
No.
that doesn't look like him in not only image but in personality
You're
either.
in a collared shirt.
I'm on a beach and I'm a water in the waves guy.
Lead with the second one. I like the second
What
one.
I would,
That looks like you're wearing a Tommy Bahamas and you want to head on over to Margarita.
What I would do, in all seriousness, is endeavor for you to find 5 pictures of yourself.
Oh my God, I found the jackpot. Okay, before I tell you what I found, his next prompt, before we meet, you should listen to It's Raining Men by the Weather Girls because a masculine storm is brewing.
Leave that in.
You should make that your first prompt.
Leave that in.
Okay, Hardy,
Yeah.
you're on his dating profile with guess who?
Yeah.
What?
Guess who?
I'm on his
In a picture of 3 people, guess who the third is?
Oh.
It's a female that was on
Don't
the
tell
show.
him that.
No. Just he has to guess. It's a female that was on the show.
He's clout chasing.
I can't remember a female being on the show other than you.
It's very recent. You're seeing her tomorrow.
Oh, with Everyday Maggie.
It's Everyday Maggie and
So-
Hardy on Fred's dating
And
profile.
I can tell you why. It is cloud chasing. Is that
nice.
the a woman saw that picture on 3 women saw that on Instagram, 3, and DM'd me and were like, "I'm just letting you know you should put that picture on your date." I
agree.
This is why her thing is valuable because these 3 women were like, "A, you look good in it, and B, for whatever reason, this Everyday Maggie is popular with women. You put it on your profile." You know,
the chicks come
anonymous sex.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. The only thing is that I tell people who are on dating apps never lead with one of your first few pictures being with another woman because
Yes.
people will assume it's either like your ex-girlfriend because that's the only time men ever take photos is at like someone else's wedding or whatever. Or it's like the question of is this
I
your
could do worse than
ex-girlfriend?
Everyday Maggie as an ex-girlfriend.
Or is this your sister? You know?
Well, whatever. Everyday Maggie's attractive enough. If people think that she's my ex-girlfriend, that's good news.
Yeah, it makes you look like you pull.
Yeah, exactly.
I also like the picture of the dog. I think that we just need to rearrange your photos, change your voice prompt.
I like my voice.
You know, I don't. Here's why I don't
I'm
like
gonna play it again. I'm gonna play it again.
Okay.
No, don't. I just don't want to play it again because I don't want to take the time.
And I
let you do everything.
I think your voice sounds better in person than it does on that voice prompt. I
Yeah.
think you were tired or it was late.
Yeah,
or
it was
something when you
late.
did.
Believe me, it was late. It was a state of desperation. Is what it
What
was.
should his voice prompt
I was horny and
say?
alone.
That's what I want to know.
I'm kind of anti-voice prompt unless it's actually something funny
Okay.
because I feel like a lot of guys mess them up.
Okay, why I did the voice prompt was this: is that I went out with a woman a few times, and when we first started DMing, she was leaving voice messages, and she had a certain accent that was like incredibly. Unbeknownst to me, I found it like incredibly endearing. So like the idea of hearing the woman's voice, even for me as a lonely, bitter old man, that to me was like, oh, wow. And like I felt like almost an intimacy with someone that I hadn't met that I wouldn't have felt had I not heard their voice. So I do think the voice prompt creates this. But when a woman's when a woman's looking at a dating profile, Kendra, because women, your experience is way different than men, is that for women, you're sifting through potential mates. For a man, you're fishing for a potential mate. Like you're sifting through a net of caught fish. Men are trying to catch the fish with the line, at least me. So I have some success. I don't have, I have like you could put a percentage on it. That's not incredibly low, but like it's okay. So when you're just looking for red flags, it sounds like.
In your profile?
No, just in a profile in general.
Yeah, 100%. It's super easy for girls to be really picky because there are so many options, and obviously dating apps kind of favor women in a way. I would say that I don't hate a voice prompt. I just feel like men mess them up so bad. I remember like sifting through people's dating apps and feeling that way. And more so, I would say if you weren't on the radio and they couldn't hear your voice by just Googling you, which anytime I was on dating apps, if you didn't think I was looking you up on LinkedIn and everywhere else.
Oh, Kendra, I'm not naive enough. I wish they would know who I was. They'd know I have money.
Well, if you move the boat picture up, maybe they will.
Okay. Well, that's my boat after all. That's right. That's my boat. You don't know it, but I have this tremendous, tremendous yacht. You should really see it. I'm surprised I haven't told you about it.
I think that you should lead with this picture.
Okay. That's
which one?
That's recent.
Yeah. That's the one.
That's the one.
And just get rid of the one from here, like with the first one. Just get rid of it.
I think that you could just find something better.
I just don't have any photos. I don't have any photos. Like, when am I going to get a photo taken of me?
Put your headshot on here.
Oh, my headshot's awful. My headshot's terrible.
He hates his headshot.
I don't think it's that bad.
No, but
my headshot's
it's how
bad.
he feels about it. That's
Okay,
the
yeah,
thing,
that's fair.
right?
That's right.
I just think you should lead with something smiling because it's more inviting.
Okay.
And you shouldn't have a negative question as your first response because that makes people go, ugh.
Okay. Very good. I didn't realize women were so simple-minded and they didn't understand sarcasm.
Put that on.
Sarcasm is hard on the internet.
No, I know
though.
it's impossible.
Exactly.
Believe me, if you would have asked me, would I be using emoji to text with people? I would say there's no way. But I got news for you: text with a woman you don't know for 5 seconds, and there's emojis are not only good but absolutely necessary.
Okay, so maybe you use the voice prompt as the opportunity to be like, sarcasm doesn't come over well across the internet, on dating apps, whatever. Just know my entire profile is sarcastic, because then people can hear your voice. They know not to take you seriously and that you're not actually a giant a-hole.
Okay, but it's interesting that you have to say I'm not a giant a-hole. I'm being
But
sarcastic.
You do because like that, it just doesn't translate well
But sarcasm on a first date translates incredibly well.
on a first. But you have to get the first date.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. That's the thing that's wrong with dating apps. And you know what's funny is there's women I've met without a dating app that I've been attracted to, that if I saw their picture on a dating app, I'd just be like, no. And that's me.
Mm-hmm.
And like they're attracted. It's just so not a good way, even from like a male perspective, and not like, look, I'm doing fine on that. But like, I'm dismissing candidates of women that in no way, if we talked in real life, would I dismiss. Because, Kendra, if you go out with someone and they don't match their picture, that ruins it for the next, 50 women. You know what I'm saying? So you've got to play this game, and you know this game. Like, is this really what they look like? Is this like really what they're doing?
Filters and all that crap.
Yeah, exactly. Because like I don't want to waste a night like going out and like, because I'm not going to be a dick about it, but like.
Well, have you ever thought about FaceTiming someone before a date? Because I know that's like a big thing now.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
I don't know about you, John. I am so insanely jealous that I don't get to go through this.
I know.
This all sounds
just awful.
Awesome.
Oh my
Go
God.
home and kiss your wife.
Oh,
well, you get to have sex with someone you haven't had sex with before, which is, a payoff. So there is that.
Sometimes.
A lot of hoops to jump through before you get there.
It's a real gamble.
Well, it happens from time to time, which is, is a nice thing. It's not the worst. I mean, it's not. It's a painful process that doesn't end unpleasantly in some occasions.
Fred's like new boobs, cool.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's entirely accurate. All right, look, we will be back and we will discuss football with Kendra in just a moment.
You're listening to Dutcher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
All right, as summer comes to an end.
Around the NFL with Toucher and Hardy.
They are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
All right. We are Toucher and Hardy. Kendra Middleton is here. Now, Kendra, as you cover sports wagering. We will go around the NFL to particular games. I know there was 3 in particular you wanted to talk about. Let's start with the big one here locally, not nationally, but locally. The Patriots are at the Dolphins. The spread that I see here is Miami is giving 1.5. I don't know what you have. The total is 42.5. What do you have for the people today?
Okay, so a lot of people, the best number I do see is a 1.5. I will say it's hard for me. I'm not a huge trend person as far as gambling goes, and I know that this is probably going to hurt some people's feelings.
Hey.
But I do think that this is a Miami game. I mean, traditionally, Tua, for some reason, despite him being not a great quarterback, I'm willing to say that at this point, and Mike McDaniel's fighting for his job and all of the issues that they're having with injuries and Tyreek Hill and whatever, it just feels like a Miami spot. They had a players-only meeting after week 1. Like, this is a Mike McDaniel's, if you don't win this game against a terrible opponent, we are going to fire you situation. I did some research yesterday, and the coaches to be fired early in season were Robert Saleh, 2024 with the New York Jets. He was fired after 5 games. Joe Philbin, Miami, 1-3 start, got fired in 2015. Dennis Allen in 2014, they fired him after an 0-4 start. So this has potential. The Dolphins have done it before. I could see them doing it again. They have to win this game. And as far as like a position matchup, especially if they don't have Christian Gonzalez, which I don't. Let me poll the room. Do you guys think he's going to play this weekend?
No.
I don't either. Which that gives them leverage to use their wide receivers. Also, if the rumors are true about maybe, if this team does implode, they do fire the coach, they're going to trade a bunch of people off. It seems like Tyreek Hill wants to go back to the Chiefs. The Chiefs would be willing to take him if he has a huge game and can show that he can still play that way despite all of the mess he has going on off the field. It's just too much of a must-win for the Dolphins for me this weekend. Patriots are not going to play well in that weather, and the Dolphins know that when they come up here in January, there's no way in hell they're going to beat the Patriots in January in Foxborough. That's just not going to happen. So it's Dolphins or nothing for me this weekend. I think it's a pretty safe play at that number. I also really like the under in this game because obviously the Patriots can't score points.
Oh, no.
It's just going to depend if Tua and Tyreek do that thing where because the secondary is so depleted.
The over-under is what?
The
43
I think, I was going to say it's been lowering.
I got 42.5.
Oh, boy.
So, and plus, I have to say this, Miami still runs the fullback, which I appreciate. Shout out Alec Ingold on Wisconsin.
How about this number, Kendra? Because you follow these things, so I don't know if this is...
Go Jacksonville State.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is, like, what this number... It's appealing to me, though. For all the reasons you just said. Dolphins, player-only meeting. Thinking of it as a must-win. The Miami Dolphins' first drive result, offensive touchdown, plus 270.
Oh, I love that. I love that, Hardy.
I loved it, too.
Look at you in the weeds.
2 weeks in a row, they give up a first possession touchdown, the Patriots.
It's not even so much the Patriots giving it up. It's these teams being so good across the league at executing on their first offensive drive. It's scripted. It's practiced, into the ground, and they... But more often than not, you see
right spot.
Look their best on their first offensive drive of the game. Not the Patriots last week, but other teams, yes.
Go ahead. I call that a throwing copper. Go ahead.
I know you got to. Why?
You got to give it up. Live.
No, that's that's from Mental Jewelry. Did you give it up? Did you give it up?
Damn it! I knew I should have. I should have rehearsed that before.
You should have taken it out of town.
I know. I should have workshopped it before I used it on the show.
All right.
Should have used it at Parents' Night last night.
How about... Boy, you have some interesting opinions on uninteresting games.
But if there's money to be won...
That's the point of week 2.
All right, so now we're all interested in Dolphins-Patriots, but what is your interest in the Carolina Panthers and Cardinals game?
So I have been so high on the Panthers this year. Do I think that they're a great team? No, obviously not. But do I think that they're a better team this year? Yes, I think that Bryce Young getting benched last season was the best thing to ever happen to him. We really saw a turnaround from him. He did not look good last weekend. They did not look good from last weekend. This week 2, the point of week 2 is to see who has the potential to bounce back. Let me ask you this question. They're obviously playing the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals had a hard time beating the Saints last weekend. Do you think that the Carolina Panthers are better than the New Orleans Saints?
I don't know that the Cardinals are 6.5 points better than anybody.
Correct. That is my entire point. And last year, when the Cardinals played the Panthers, it was an overtime game. Bryce Young threw 2 touchdowns, had a rushing touchdown, if I'm not mistaken. They put up 36 points. Chuba Hubbard had over 100 yards on the ground. This team, and historically, I want to say, if my notes were correct and my research was correct, I think that the Panthers are 15-2 against the Cardinals all time and 6-2 on the road against the Cardinals.
Get the left tackle back this week, too, right?
Correct. Yes, they do. So I just don't think that the Arizona Cardinals can be favored that much over anybody. Like Hardy said, I feel like it's a good spot because they looked like they got their ass kicked last weekend to get a good price on them.
Okay. You can make a convincing argument. And there was another bad game that she wanted to
Dallas and the Giants.
Yeah, Dallas and the Giants. I think the Giants are a lot better on paper than they show sometimes. I think a lot of that has to do with coaching. But here's my thing. I think that locker room really wants Jackson Dart. Does anybody disagree with that?
No.
No one wants Russell Wilson. He's a dork.
Exactly. So until they have someone to rally behind, I don't think that there's any reason not to take Dallas in this game because New York has absolutely no get-up. And the other thing is, Dak is a Giants killer. He does well in divisional games at home. He has a great record against the Giants.
Dak has won 13 straight starts against the Giants, and I think Dallas has won 15 of the last 16 meetings. Is that right?
Yeah, and I once again, doing research, if I remember correctly, I don't think New York has historically done well in week 2, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So I just think that this is a Dallas spot or nothing. They looked a lot better than I thought they would last weekend. Obviously, that's an easy game to get up for, and Jalen Carter didn't play. I think Dallas, if they're going to level out to be the Dallas that we know, it's not going to be early in the season. It's going to be later. They have a new head coach. It's easy to get up for them right now.
I call that game the Delta Berg.
Why,
Fred?
It's easy to get up for.
See, now that landed. That was perfect.
I just want you to know, Fred pounded on my computer to get my attention. Like, hey, this is important.
I saw
have it ready.
How did no, I was just letting you know.
Get
Shush.
ready. Make with the sounds.
No, I wasn't saying make a sound. I was saying shush. I was saying shush. I'm about to tell a joke.
Oh.
Like Jackie used to put the thing under the joke under the thing.
Yeah.
I'm tapping. I'm like I got one coming.
Hey,
I got one brewing.
Right.
The creative process is tingling.
Much like the Cardinals and the 6.5 point spread there. I wonder what the spread would have been had the Lions looked better last week against Green Bay. They're laying 6.5 at home against the Bears.
I know.
If you're talking about a bounce back and it's like, hey, let's reestablish ourselves, seems like a pretty good spot for them, especially against that team.
100%. I think the number is a little too big at this point if you didn't get it at the 5 open. I think it's a great bounce back spot for them. I would probably lean towards taking that. I could get to the window on it.
Hardy's point was it should be a bigger number, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
No, at least nationally, people believe that Chicago is much improved.
Well, my thing with Chicago, I this game, it might be something I get to the window on. My thing with them is that I love Ben Johnson. I don't understand the Ben Johnson hire for them because you already have Caleb Williams, who is an off-script type of quarterback, and Ben Johnson lives and dies by having every single second of every single game scripted. I think that was their big struggle last week. He clearly had a hard time being a head coach and calling plays. Does anybody disagree with that? I think that was the big issue there.
No, I think he has I agree with you there, and I think he's going to have a lot of trouble being a head coach based on what I've heard about him.
But the issue with the Lions is that I think last week it really showed that losing their coordinators and a lot of the staff under the coordinators, it's going to take them a minute to get settled. They have the talent. They have the depth. They traditionally draft super well. It's a good get-right spot for them. I think that they win this game. I think that they probably win it big. They didn't have a sack last week for the first time in 2 or 3 seasons, I believe.
Yeah, at home against the Bears without an explosive runner, which is how Chicago almost beat them last year. I was at that game. Fields tore him up for like 150
Divisional
yards.
games are just different.
No, but I think at home, after a divisional loss on the road, that the Lions should, or they're in huge trouble, blow them out. They should be able to confuse Caleb Williams.
I'm gonna start a sports book and call it the Melissa Etheridge Sportsbook.
Come to your window.
Here's my.
Oh, that's impressive right there. That was pretty good.
Here's my fear, and it's not really a fear.
You like it, right?
Because it's.
That should be your Yakov Smirnoff thing. You should go like, hey, I'm opening up a casino. I'm going to call it the Melissa Etheridge, and our slogan will be, come to my window. You like that, right? Or you just lean in, you go, you like that, right? And then you get back up. Yeah. It's your turn of phrase. It's your punch.
What I was going to say, I don't think it's really.
Should I put that on my dating profile, Kendra?
Yes.
Come to my window, Melissa Etheridge. Just sing it. Come to my window.
You should just make your voice prompt. I have candy and puppies.
Oh, so I'm trying to get them in a van.
Yes.
Ah, I understand.
What were you saying, Kendra?
My last thought before I go is my only fear, and it's not really a fear because it's Caleb Williams. I think what he needs and what Ben Johnson is learning is that he.
A friend.
Correct. A hug. A new nail tech.
He's so.
I did love his nails last
feminine.
week, but you have to have Caleb Williams score on his opening drive. He's one of these guys that he needs to have the confidence.
Yes.
What happened last week is we saw his confidence lack throughout the game as it went on, and that's what killed him, and that's what he gets frustrated. He gets in his own head, and that's when he becomes a baby. So if you can get his confidence up off the peak of the game, that's when I think Caleb Williams will learn to become more dangerous. It's just a matter of can he stay out of his own head.
And by the way, that defense for Chicago also let Minnesota come back in that game. If the Lions can't find whatever Minnesota did and replicate it over at least 3 quarters, that's a bit of an
Caleb
issue.
Williams just is running around like a chicken with his head cut off 99% of the time.
I'm
Holds
not
the
counting
ball
him out.
forever.
I'm not counting him out as being a very good quarterback, and I don't even. The Chicago might score points on Detroit, but if Detroit can't physically impose their will offensively against them, they're in big trouble.
This is a big month or two for Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Either he figures it out or he doesn't. Chicago. Well,
they already want him gone in Chicago, which is
that's
ludicrous.
the thing. Chicago, the organization will know in the next month and a half whether or not this guy's the goods because he started so well in game 1. Well, he was 10 for 10, but he never was on time with anything.
It was the confidence thing. He started to have his confidence shot, and that's when you see him get frustrated.
Well, I mean, he was a full-time starter last year. When is he going to figure it out?
But you have to remember that it takes these younger quarterbacks, for whatever reason, longer to figure it out. That's why we see, maybe the potential of Justin Fields. We saw the Baker Mayfield thing. We've seen Sam Darnold. It just takes these guys longer.
The problem is he was thrown into a situation where he needed to figure it out immediately. Sorry, I'm done, Fred. Go ahead.
Stop your pestering, you two. It's time to get to break.
Doesn't include you. I apologize. Wow.
Adam, what have you been saying in my ear? Just say it out loud.
John
what you've
making
been...
us late for break again. Squawk, squawk.
Yep, and then he said squawk, squawk. So, John, if you wanted to be insulted, you just bought yourself an insult.
Wow.
Because that's what was going on behind
12.
the scenes.
All right.
You can imagine what he was really thinking. It would have to be horrible. All right, Kendra, thank you so much for your time.
Of course.
Thank you for your assistance with my dating app. I look forward.
Submit your apps for next week.
yeah,
Email Fred.
No, email Kendra.
I don't
Reach
have
out
a
to
station
Kendra.
email.
All right, how do they get in touch with you on social?
You can just DM me, but send an actual request. Don't be a jerk.
Okay, there you go. Don't
At
be a
Kendra
jerk.
Middleton on Instagram.
All right, well, there you have it. Kendra Middleton, at Kendra Middleton on Instagram, and that's right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll be back, and we'll take this ship ashore in just a moment.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots will visit Miami on Sunday, and it appears as though they will once again be without top defensive back Christian Gonzalez. He missed another practice yesterday, along with edge rusher Keon White. In other NFL news, week 2 of the season began last night in Green Bay. The Packers got 2 touchdown passes from Jordan Love. They look good again. They beat the Washington Commanders 27-18. Red Sox had last night off after a 3-3 road trip. They open up a 3-game series against the Yankees at Fenway Park tonight. Lucas Giolito will start. Sox are a half a game behind this team for the top American League wildcard spot. And the New York Knicks have this morning signed former Celtic guard Malcolm Brogdon to a 1-year contract. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Veterinary Urgent Care Center. With 8 locations in Massachusetts and Rhode Island, VUCC offers compassionate, convenient, high-quality care 7 days a week. Walk in or book an appointment at veturgentcare.com. Veterinary Urgent Care Center, urgent care for your pet's urgent needs. I'm John Wallach at Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 10 o'clock.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Baseball fans, enjoy Blue Moon Light this season. A light and refreshing citrus sweet beer from the Blue Moon Brewing Company. With only 95 calories, Blue Moon Light is brewed with real tangerine peel for a subtle sweetness and a smooth finish. Enjoy Blue Moon Light today.
Hey, Maz here from Window Nation. Now is the best time of year to replace your old, drafty, cheap, or builder-grade windows, and Window Nation can get the job done in 1 day or less. Right now, when you buy 2 windows, you'll get 2 for free, plus you won't make any payments for 2 years. And that's right, no interest, no monthly payments, no down payment. So don't miss out on Window Nation's most popular offer. Get top-quality replacement windows at an affordable price. Call 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com.
The question always comes up, where to take your vehicle for reliable and trustworthy service, whether it's repair or just maintenance. I know just the place. Meineke Car Care is your one-stop shop for total car care. They handle engines, brakes, oil, tires, and yeah, they do mufflers too. Each Meineke is independently owned and operated. That's why I trust them to handle the maintenance of my personal vehicle. Meineke prides itself on providing exceptional customer service. Go to Meineke.com for the location near you and schedule an appointment today. Trust your key with Meineke, doing car care right.
Hey, it's Felger here. If you're looking to buy your first home, turn to the team at Cambridge Savings Bank. Their loan officers are experts in affordable loans and down payment assistance programs for first-time buyers. And they even have exclusive loan products you won't find anywhere else. Getting started is easy. Visit CambridgeSavings.com/Felger to start your application, and your loan officer will be in touch. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID number 543370.
Hi, this is Bob Sosi, voice of New England football. You've heard me talk about ClearPath for Veterans and safety insurance. Now New Hampshire residents can also support our veterans and save on auto insurance. ClearPath for Veterans is working with safety insurance to help New England veterans at the resource centers in Devens, Massachusetts and Manchester, New Hampshire. Safety policyholders can make a $50 tax-deductible donation to ClearPath and earn a 5% discount on your safety automobile insurance. New Hampshire and Massachusetts residents can say thanks to those who serve and get rewarded. Visit safetyforvets.com.
It's so much fun when I'm driving with you. Everywhere we go, everything that we do. Yeah, it's fun when I'm driving with you.
Don't miss the Subaru of New England all-wheel drive-away event. Wherever life takes you, trust the 2025 Subaru Crosstrek to get you there safely with symmetrical all-wheel drive. Buy the 2025 Crosstrek with as low as 1.9% financing for up to 6.
It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
All right, we are Toucher and Hardy. Hardy, as we finish up the week, what do you have for the good people?
We got things for Adam 12 to do this weekend.
Oh, hello.
Could be free. We don't know. See if these are things that Adam 12 might be interested in. We'll start with the Assembly Row Riverfest. Mark your calendar now so you don't miss the ultimate end-of-summer block party. Seems like summer's over, though, doesn't it? Fireworks over the Mystic River. Shop over 30 artisan vendors. Play beach volleyball or pickleball at Club Volo. Plus, this year they're featuring a bounce house obstacle course, giveaways, roving entertainment, and more family-friendly fun. Adam 12, will you attend?
Bounce House Obstacle Course, sponsored by Run Ruckus. So Hardy and I will be there.
Oh, Jesus. Still waiting on that last check.
Yeah, right? It's only been 10 years.
Is that the same place that we were going to have Miles' bar mitzvah at, and they went under and said, oh, whoopsies, we're not giving you back the deposit?
Oh, geez, I didn't know that story. Yikes.
Wow.
Not cool.
What are you going to do, sue them?
No one to sue.
Yeah.
Sue
12.
everybody, yes.
Have you ever attended the Big E?
No, I haven't. My uncle Clancy, and he's a big fan of going out to Springfield for the Big E. Have you been out to the Big E?
No. Never been. John?
No.
Of course, so.
Scott Zolak in
How much did
studio.
they pay you to be there?
It's a drive. It's a little poke, man.
Why did you go?
I had an appearance fee.
Yes, he got paid to be there.
Who paid you to be at the Big E?
I don't know. Whatever company represents them for advertising.
Now, did you sit behind do you sign autographs and breasts and stuff?
Shake hands, take pictures. It's all. Sit in the tent.
Yeah.
Get fed.
And there was a sign, this is Scott Zolak.
Yeah,
and
nobody.
come on up.
And then get the old people come by. Who are you? Oh, yeah.
That's like bobblehead night when I went to bobblehead night on my own. And,
right.
And they were like, we'll have you here for 3 innings. And after 1/2 inning, it was like, well, that was it.
Is that at the Lowell
The worst
Spinners?
appearance I've ever been on was
I like that ball.
when we were at the old place. And remember the Flying J was doing reads?
Yeah.
Paid me to go out to the one out on west, out almost to the mountains out west past Springfield. And it's in the middle of nowhere. And I just stood at the gas station.
At a truck stop?
Inside, yeah. With no signs, nobody knowing I'm there. And just me and the attendant just hanging out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you paid $3,000 for this.
How much truck stop food did you eat?
I had hot dog. The pizza there's unbelievable. Nachos pizza, steamed hot dogs on the rollers. Phenomenal.
That was like when...
And they had showers there.
Did you shower?
No, I didn't shower, but I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Well, that gets me.
Shower.
Well, I can give you an email then. Speaking of that, this is maybe the lesson for the next time you go. This is about, we talked about the Fens. This is for the next time you go to a Flying J. Hi, Fred. It's a cute story about jingling the keys in the Fens. It's more of an accident, and that gay just popped out incidentally. Typical cues are more silent, scratching, adjusting yourself with prolonged eye contact, which I've seen in locker rooms. Sounds are generally not a good method, draws too much attention, ironically. In a restroom situation, the slow tap of the front of the foot in the direction of your trade, this can have unintended miscues if the guy just taking a dump, though. We learned about the foot tap from the senator, the conservative senator that was
In
very
Minnesota.
anti-gay.
With the wide stance he had.
And
That was his excuse.
he
has a
got
wide
caught
stance. Yes.
cruising in a public airport restroom.
Right.
Finally,
Because he couldn't control himself in the airport. He needed to have gay sex immediately.
Finally, Roslindale Porch Fest is this week.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why am I not playing that? Why didn't you tell me about that? You're not plugged into the Rozzy community now that you've moved out?
So I knew someone was saying Rozzy sooner or later.
That's right.
I'm still plugged in, but this one slipped under my radar. Porches and in driveways and yards across Roslindale featuring bands, musicians, and DJs representing all genres of music. It's promises to be the biggest porch fest yet. Will Adam 12 attend?
Well, no, he just said he's not going.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When's the Canton one? And can I borrow your porch?
There's no porch fest in Canton.
Do you guys know? Are you the same way? And
Better
I'll
not
ask
be.
everyone in the room. Had you ever heard of a porch fest before Adam became producer?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Never.
Oh, yeah.
No, I
have
never
not.
have.
I have not. And the Natick one is next weekend.
Oh, John. What are you doing during Porch Fest next weekend?
I am not going to be.
He goes to
porch.
Porch
Do you
Fest,
have a
not Porch
porch,
Fest.
John, on your house?
Yes, I do.
Is it enclosed or is it
No,
open
it's
to the
open to the elements.
Let's have a conversation after the show.
Okay.
Will they be needing a little Dixieland?
Yeah, they like a little 5-piece jazz. Would you like a little 5-piece jazz combo to play for a couple of hours
We
on
can
your
talk.
porch?
Well, sure.
Would you like to join us as the sixth
No,
member
that is the answer.
on
Is
clarinet?
no. The answer is
We
no.
might have to do that.
Enjoy your weekend.
You know what? Guess what you're doing? You're going to the Natick Porch Fest.
I actually can't. I'm going to be out of
Oh,
town next
Jesus
weekend, yeah.
Christ. Of course.
It would have been fun.
He
though.
can't do anything.
Yeah.
We always bring these things up, and he gets so enthused. I said I would go to the museum thing with him, and he said no.
Yeah, I'm a busy man.
Where are you next weekend?
We got men's work weekend. We going up the cabin and getting everything ready.
Oh, well, you couldn't delay
I
that.
got a couple of cords of firewood to stack. So.
It has to be that weekend.
Well, it's when you're got 6 different guys' schedules to balance. Yeah, it does. You gotta find a weekend that works.
Well,
for
your
you.
schedule doesn't need to be balanced then. No. Everyone else's does. You go whenever they tell you to. I mean, that's what you're telling me. So if they have to
And guess
balance
what?
schedules,
Oh,
you could say we have to balance my schedule.
Yeah, now you can say I got something to do that
Well,
weekend.
we've
We got to
already locked it in,
reschedule.
and then now they're all going to be like, well, what the
locked
hell?
in.
We couldn't do
Yeah.
these other weekends.
How you
and now
gonna
we gotta
cut?
move
How
it.
you ever going to cut wood on a different weekend?
We got to get that wood stacked.
And you would be upsetting 5 men, which is unlike this scenario.
Right. 1, 2, 3,
It's
4,
fewer.
5.
Yeah, that's saying. I guess it's a wash after all.
Yeah, that's dealer's choice. All right, that'll do it for us. Everyone have a great weekend. Bye.